Have you ever been misunderstood? A puppy in a rage monster's body? Well, we here at Trollocs Lives Matter believe there is a human inside all of us. And
they were effectively genetically engineered war tools.
TLM, because even
nightmare fuel
needs love too. And maybe a hug. Hello, I am Jafe Dumpkins, founder and CEO of Trollocs Lives Matter, TLM. Thank you for watching this advertisement. Aw, look at that little guy. Look at that little poopsie whoopsie. He's a cutie patootie, isn't he? Look at her pet that. Oh my God, the cut.
I love that.
The rare appearance of Jafe Dumpkins. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Chat is on fire already. Angry Mexa, thank you for being here. How are you? Doviandis Tovius again, wielder of Kalendor, has been joined by Aldan, another wielder of Kalendor. Hello, sir. Thank you guys for being Dragonsworn for, my God, a year. Woo. Mr. Zip is here. Purple Valkyrie, what's up in the house? How you doing, Trip? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Salty.
I was going to say in the hizzy. That's all I had to
hizzy.
add was the hizzy.
Foo Trip is here. Thank you. Lakizzle Sadai. Lady B herself is here as well. If I missed you, Jacob's here as always. Thank you all for being here. So it's been Nerporial. Hey, what's up? I see you in the chat. Along with Robert Moore. Caladair, man, everybody's flooding in here. Jim C. Is it Elda Vid? I always Eld. We're gonna call you Eld. What's up, buddy? And thank you all for being here. So it's been a sort of a, I guess, busy week. I guess we could call it. We've had some disasters involving Logain and Rand, and some extremely bad character bios that we haven't covered yet, which we'll be covering a little bit. I know they were covered on the White Cloaks a little bit, but you know, we're going to do it again because that's what we do, right? We are just a hate mob. But before we go any further, the panel, as always, the men, the Legion of the Dragon, you're here. Nerporio, how you doing, buddy? Don't get drunk. You're muted. You're already drunk, Porio, dude. You're already drunk, Porio. I will yeet you. You're muted.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm drinking some Jefferson's Ocean bourbon right now because of that horrible bio that we saw of Matt earlier. Like I've never gotten so pissed off at something. Like I've never seen anything as mean spirited as that was right now. So
don't worry, we'll see it again.
But on a good note, right now I re-recorded my my Eye of the World review, so it's going to be under a half an hour. It's not going to be an hour and 40 minutes like I was working earlier this week. So, but that long-winded one's going to come out too eventually.
Cool. Well, stay tuned.
Silverlock, what's up,
Silverlock
dude?
is here. Yeah. What's up, man? Is it Stephen Doran? 1003. What up? Thanks for being here. Alex Green, the man, the myth, the legend, the new streaming king on the White Cloaks. Flawless streams as always, my friend. How you doing?
Oh, yeah. smooth like sandpaper.
You know.
But
how you doing, buddy?
Glad to be here, and I got a practice running yesterday, so hopefully I can compete with you guys now that I've got some reps under my belt. So hopefully we can have a good one tonight. Sweet,
yeah. No, I hopefully we got a ton to cover, but yeah, I know you guys did some of the bio work last night, so we're gonna hopefully bring her home and beat that into submission because oh my God, I don't think Salty's seen them. Salty, welcome, and I don't think you've seen them. You're muted too. Are you drunk? Is everybody?
No,
drunk
I've been messing around over here, and I didn't want to have my mic squeaking, and so no, I haven't seen them, and I'll shut up. Nope.
No, man. Thank you for being here.
I did see Matt's. And but the other ones I've been kind of busy doing stuff. Ran around today. Also needed to get some cardio as well. So
and
I look forward to seeing the other ones.
Living life, man. That's important. So, well, we'll get you caught up on that. I haven't seen really. I've seen flashes. So strap in. It's going to be a bumpy ride. The Beard Man, Nate, Amanda Manethrin, how you doing, brother?
Did you say strap in or strap on?
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that.
Hey, man. You make American car parts for the American working man because that's what you want and that's who you care about, all right?
That's right.
I salute you.
That's right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, doing well over here. Just enjoying some Russell's 10 in my anniversary pipe. Life is good. Now we're gonna get into the shit show.
Well, yeah, it's got to be good for something, right? You got to make fun of it at least, right?
Yep.
Real quick, Dempsey's here too. Dempsey, I hope the Dempsey crew is good. Gadfly is here as well. Dan Crane, man, it's good to see you all. And Elena is here, one of the best people in chat. Some of the best comments. Elena, thank you for being here. You having your round. Hey, speak of the devil, there's some. So his ears must have been ringing. Yeah. So. Oh man, I guess we're not going to start off slow. I think we're going to get right into it because it's probably the thing that we have the most to say about is the sneak peek of Logain and Rand. I don't know. Has everybody seen it first? I guess that's the first question. I'm going to put some background music on, but has anybody in the panel not seen it? I guess would be the first question. Everybody seen it?
Yes, we are all masochists.
Oh boy, yeah, it is. So, but I think let me find something good here. Turn it down a little bit there. We'll work on that. Sorry, the silence was deafening. So I don't know, because I'm curious to see because I haven't really. I know I actually got a few Discord requests to go over it. So I felt like if we didn't, I would be not giving y'all what you want. So. We're going to take a look at it. There's lots to talk about with it, including the fact that for some reason they're wearing bathrobes from, I guess, the bargain bin.
It's Asian influence. You remember we did it on a live stream a couple weeks ago where somehow they're making Carhian into Japanese meets Parisian 19th century styling. That's what they said. And apparently that extends to men as well. I mean, look at what this guy's wearing. This is like if the Big Lebowski had a gay cousin who would never leave. That's the way Logain looks right here. Okay?
What is he eating? Is he eating like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Lucky Charms? What is he eating?
I postulated chili, but upon retrospect, maybe it's alphabet soup. Because maybe somebody can form a fucking line out of the book or a scene out of the book with some of those letters in that.
Guys are way off. It is he is trans little Miss Muffet sitting on a tuffet eating some curds and whey.
I think Son of Jockster got it. It's watered down. No, I don't. It's if you look at it, it's some white substance. So they are in a loony bin. So who knows? I didn't say. It looks like a white substance. I don't know. I don't know if it came out of a cow or.
Well,
ladies.
So, but let's just go with cereal. How many of you guys eat cereal or oatmeal out of a shallow plate?
Well, at least he's using a spoon, I guess. I mean,
I guess,
judge.
yeah.
Do they even have spoons in the Wheel of Time?
It's right on the screen, bro. Like, come on.
Jim C, you're not wrong, but look at Purple Valkyrie, and this is a vibe because I talked about it with her. That this scene, I was trying to put my finger on who he was trying to channel in this, and Purple Valkyrie was the first one I've heard say that he was trying to be Sirius Black in this scene. That he's trying to, they're trying to take a Harry Potter cousin character and suddenly make Logain part of the Wizarding world.
Yeah, maybe, right? So Elena, from what we have, mostly because well, at least for me, mostly because of Trip doing the groundwork. It sounds like the plot here, okay, I say that loosely, the plot here is Rand has been moping around Carhian for, it sounds like, according to Logain, months, trying to get a chance to volunteer at the insane asylum to get close to Logain to ask him something. So apparently he is not a guest at the insane asylum. He is a volunteer working in the insane asylum so he can get to close to Logain to talk to Logain, who is in Carhian in an insane asylum for some reason. Like,
that's so much better than the book, Steve. When you explain it like that, it's so much better than the books.
It came rolling right off my tongue. I'm like, well, this makes complete sense. I mean, I take as Alex will put it, backup dragon. Let's just cart him around the world and parade. Just stick him in a loony bin in Carheen, because we all know Carheen is the capital of crazy people, right? Yeah. So I figure we'll play a little bit and try not to vomit. And if anybody needs me to stop at any point, I'll what's up? Go ahead.
Gadfly fiction. No. Gadfly fiction. I just think this comment is worth calling out, man.
This one right here?
Yeah.
It's called gentling in the books because it's considered a mercy to the men to prevent them from going insane. If Logain goes insane after being gentle, what is the point? Why not just execute him? Yeah, 100%. And then on top of it, it's he could kill, so he could just kill himself with the spoon right now. Like, he's not under any supervision. Like, he could stab himself in the neck and end it all, which is exactly what he would be doing if he was gentle, right? He constant guard, constant supervision, because I just read a scene in Knife of Dreams where I'm not going to spoil it, but some things happen to some Aes Sedai, and their warders go ballistic immediately and go running off into their own doom because their Aes Sedai got in trouble, or well, not in trouble. Well, we'll just say it. They die.
Wait a minute. So they went gay
on each other, of course. I mean, Stephen led the way. I mean, right? I mean,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Frank?
I mean, to take it a step further, if you think about in this show, Tom says that Owen killed himself by slitting his own throat with a dinner knife. So we just let Logain hang out unsupervised? Like that doesn't even make sense within the confines of the show.
Well, I think you bring it up all the time. Siwan Sanche said something, right? What did she say to Logain, Alex? Because you're much better at saying it than I do.
She basically said that you're going to be locked in the tower forever, and shown as a display of the superiority of the White Tower and what will happen to you if you'll be punished. You'll be used as a symbol to our enemies of what will happen if you defy us.
So if you defy the White Tower, you get a nice bathrobe, you get 4 square meals a day, and you get to wander around a nice tree courtyard and look at Avicendora, because that's probably Avicendora in the middle of that courtyard.
And all for Mother Russia.
Well, and you get a free trip to Carheen. And of course, no one is going to expect that, right? Frank Blashkovich, I think I said your name right if I didn't yell at me, but he pointed it out. Logain should be at the tower. What the hell is he doing in Carheen?
So my question is this: once again, only 3 books in, but when someone gets stilled by the Aes Sedai, aren't they released? And usually they don't want to live.
So you're talking about the men or the women?
Well, the men. Sorry, I meant gentle. Excuse me. Wrong.
No, not initially. They will keep them to prevent them from. They will keep them under close watch to keep them from killing themselves.
I see.
Because just like being stilled, being cut off in any way like that, leads to massive, whether you want to call it withdrawal or depression from the one power, it could be both. But without
health issues,
without help,
I've always equated it to losing an.
Son of a bitch.
Get that keyboard out.
I've equated being gentle to like losing a nut or something like that.
No, worse than that.
That is an interesting allegory for being gentle, and I hope that we keep using that.
I mean, you ever seen the movie Stir Crazy? Like the guy, like he's Richard Pryor encounters the dude that he had no reason to live after he lost surgery, a botched surgery went wrong. So I just assumed that was the case. I mean that's what I compare. That's what I compare it to.
I mean, anything that would lead you to basically into a deep, dark depression, so I guess.
It's like you're losing a part of yourself.
Losing a part of yourself. That's exactly right. You're losing a part of yourself, and all you can think about is how much you don't want to live anymore.
Yes.
That's it. Your days are filled with I don't want to live anymore.
Is it different with false dragons as opposed to other male channelers? I don't know if there's a difference. If what makes a false dragon, is it just what makes a false dragon? A false dragon is someone that thinks they're the dragon, but they don't meet the prophecies.
The false dragon is just it doesn't even have to be a channeler. It's just somebody that's just thinks they're powerful enough and calls themselves dragon, whether it's level insanity or power or whatever. Go ahead, Salty.
I was going to say, Alina Duncan asks a question, and I think maybe we could talk about this because we have talked amongst ourselves via text and other things for a while now, knowing when this show comes out. And maybe that is something we should talk about, which is probably the weirdest part of all of this. And that is that season 2 does not drop as it did season 1. I believe it was at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. When are they releasing it, guys? When are they going to release season 2?
2 a.m. Central.
3 a.m. on the East Coast.
I don't know.
3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock.
I have a very different take than all of you guys do on this. I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's pretty standard for what that's. I mean, Netflix releases everything at midnight, so
yeah, I had to watch
midnight.
Yeah, to watch volume 2 of season 4 of Stranger Things. I had to stay up till 2 a.m. I was all the way up till 6 a.m. watching all 4 hours of volume 2.
I mean, it's a change from one.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, no. I was gonna say, and that's all true. It's just that it's a change from season 1 and the way Nielsen would track these views, because essentially what it's doing is it's taking I can't do the math. I think it's 6 or 8 hours off the viewing window for that week. Maybe they're counting on people watching it the next day. But again, the premiere has the first 3 episodes, dropping it at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I know, Alex, you were doing this. We were looking at the world clock to see, are they doing it for Japan? Are they doing it for India? And it's like, not really, because it's the middle of the day in India to have a release. And even if that were the case, those views would not count against Nielsen, which is kind of what they're hoping for. But
I mean, I think the biggest thing to talk about is it's just a difference from what they did season 1. I mean, I think it's. I mean, for me, it's a change. I think that's the part to talk about. Why make it different from season 1? But in terms of, I mean, a lot of shows are, that the 12 o'clock Eastern. I'm sorry, 12 o'clock. Wait, am I getting backwards? 12 o'clock Pacific basically marks a new day around the world for everybody. So
yeah, it's a Saturday. Yeah, it would be midnight here on the West Coast. Yeah,
right. So it's one of those. It's a change. It's sort of weird why they do that, especially if this is this big popular show. But I don't know. It's one of those things. Are they just sort of trying to match Netflix's model? Who knows what they think, right? I mean, it could be It could be a Nielsen thing. It could be just, I don't know. It's one of those things.
I don't know.
It's just weird that it's different. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Agreed. No, I'm with you, brother. I'm just scrolling the chat real quick. Thank you guys so much. Man, 41 in chat already. Thank you guys. Hit that like button for me. And let's play a little bit of this Logain scene, unless anybody has something to say before we hit a little bit of it. Anybody? No?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's play a little bit. Here we go. Can we hear it?
Regrettably, yes.
Yeah. Who was it last night, Alex, on your stream that mentioned the terrible B-roll of the screaming and yelling in the background? I know somebody mentioned it.
That was Jonathan R.
Okay, so it was Jonathan. I don't know if you can hear it here because it's a little bit. I tried to boost the sound as much as I could, but before they talk, you can hear some terrible background B-roll sounds of people screaming in an insane asylum, and
it sounds like a zoo.
Yeah. That's probably.
I mentioned that in my video yesterday. Yeah. It's really obvious. Yep. And if you listen to the audio, there do seem to be some screams of crazy people, but there also sounds like kids playing. So I don't know what the hell they were going for, if they wanted to have street noise or what it was. Or we're at Jeffrey's Island. I don't know. It's Amazon, but I honestly, I don't know. It's cringe. It's cringe.
Elena, we're working it out. We're figuring it out. There will be a whole bunch of coverage. We'll hopefully let you know soon what we're gonna do. But I know we will all be doing reviews, and we'll all be doing group content of some sort. So we'll try to get our stuff together and let everybody know. Staplebo is always on point. So which one?
He said the screams of the nut house are probably going to be what it sounds like for us when we watch this show live.
You're not right.
Yeah.
Hey, well, liberal autist, thank you for being here. Thumb is here, awesome. Thank you for being here. Yanan is here as well. The Dragon Sworn coming out in force. Thank you so much, guys. So yeah, I thought that was worth pointing out. So let's go forward and get to the goodies. Unless, oh sorry, I thought Nate had something to say. It was just
no. Well, this silent part has been actually the best part of the whole scene.
Yeah. Here we go.
I'm sorry.
Before you ask me what you want to ask me.
So he is literally wandering around in circles around Logain, waiting for Logain. Like, is this like high school? Like, are we in 90210? He is literally wandering around in circles, waiting for Logain to say, "Hey, why don't you ask me the question you want to ask me?" What's up, Nate? What just popped in your head?
Like you're just he's wandering around. I'm just getting like the song overdub of the little dating scene from Karate Kid when they're at the park.
Well, just look at it. I'm gonna mute it.
Like Rand sitting there poking his eyes around trees and stuff, looking at Logain.
like just watch it real quick. So I've muted it so I can play it through here. He's just like, oh, okay. I'm gonna walk away.
Well played,
now
Amra.
he goes, oh,
well played.
Up and turn and hi. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
It's shitty blocking.
No,
it's shitty blocking for this type of a scene. I mean, I get what they're trying to do with this perspective shot, but I mean, that is so subjective to talk about that stuff. I think what's really painful about all of this is that this show has gone out of their way to do the one thing that really happens in The Great Hunt, is that is Rand being thrust into a leadership position. And Steve, you have talked about it over and over and over, Alex as well. You have Rand doing the absolute opposite, which is being a coward and running away from his problems. Now, they might do some whiz-bang resolution at the end of the show, and the only reason will be the not Amerlin seat giving him a pep talk, which would be the biggest bitch cop-out I've ever seen, but it wouldn't surprise me. But all of this, it's basically like, look, men are weak. Men are stupid. Men need to have women to tell them what they do. And that's all that this second season feels like, is it's just underlining and yellow highlighting the intersectional feminist horseshit with this, to me.
No, I mean, it's, I don't know, man. It is horseshit. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, dude. It's the more and more that comes out, the worse it gets, right? Yeah. Well. Yeah. All right, moving on. Let me make sure I unmuted the sound. Here we go.
Before you ask me what you want to ask.
And yes, he's overacting a fuck ton. He's normally a good actor. You're all right.
A few weeks. Must have taken you months to work your way in here.
So he's been wandering around. So there's the confirmation. He's been wandering around, wasting time, afraid. So remember, guys, this season is supposed to start with him going off in the middle of nowhere because he's afraid of himself. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. He then wanders. Now he wanders aimlessly because we know Celine is an innkeeper. So he finds himself. He finds his own way to Caerhien. He's not led there by Celine. It doesn't sound like. He just finds his own way to Caerhien, and then he wanders around the city for weeks, months, doing nothing, just to get in here to talk to a Logain in an insane asylum in Caerhien where he has no business being. Right? Am I missing? Does that sound about right to you guys? Like,
once again, it certainly sounds a lot more compelling than what Robert Jordan wrote in The Great Hunt, isn't it?
Yes. Oh yeah.
He's having sex with a middle-aged innkeeper in Caerhien while trying to manipulate his way into a nut house. You know where that plot line would work? In a sitcom, in a police procedural. in an HBO espionage show. You know, maybe the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You know where it doesn't belong? Anywhere near the Wheel of Time.
I guess the other question that I have about this is, if we were Rand's storyline, you know, doesn't that sound a lot more interesting than him do this stupid nonsense? Can I at least see him making the journey from the Blight?
Sorry, you broke up a little.
Right? Breaking up.
You broke up a little bit, but I think I got the gist.
Yeah.
It was, you know, can we at least see him see what he's doing on his journey to get to Carheen instead of him just being there?
Enough of this tell don't show bullshit.
Yeah. I
But
agree.
that's what the 5-month jump is. That's what the 5-month jump is between the end of season 1 and the end of season 2. Is it just like, oh, look, we don't have to explain how the fuck any of this is happening or why it's happening or how they got to the tower or why Rand did anything. I mean, here we are. Now we can start the emotional journey that we used with our Post-it notes where we highlighted sentences in a couple of these books, and now we're going to utterly mutilate them. But if you say it's not an adaptation, you're a divisive book fan.
Well, and the other thing too is he sits there and looks at Rand, says, you know, it must have taken you months to get in here. Well, the only reason for Rand to do that is to come and talk to Logain. That means Logain has been in this nut house for a while, which I'm almost willing to bet you that we're going to see the Maryland seat show up later, which means she sent Logain here rather than actually doing what she was going to do to him during her tyrannical speech in episode 9 or whatever it was.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, we know. Go ahead. We're saying the same thing. Go ahead. You go. Yep. No, you go. No, I swear to God, go.
No, you're pretty.
No. Yeah. Okay. I don't remember what the I was going to say no. So we did see Rand wandering the halls of what we perceive to be this mental health institution. And then, of course, we did get the portable throne room that the not Amerlin seat has in this building. And then she has the light shining behind her. I'm firmly convinced that scene with Rand having his travel stuff on is probably the end of episode 8 of this series, where the only reason Rand does what he does is because the Amerlin seat made all of this happen in the first place. It will be a woman who's responsible for all of this and for everything happening. It won't be Rand al'Thor, Matt. It certainly won't be Matt, and it sure as shit won't be mouth-breathing Perrin responsible for anything.
Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I think she's gonna send him somewhere. I think it'll be this sending on his way out of the insane asylum. Her saying, "You're wasting your time. Get on with it," or some bullshit. But yeah, I agree. It's gonna be her that sends him off. But I think with the consensus from the panel, and correct me if I'm wrong, is Errol is going to be Lewis Theron Telamon. And that's gonna be the big reveal is at the end of the season. Errol is gonna be, you know, morph into the actor that was cast as Lewis Theron, and it's gonna be like, oh my God, it was Lewis Theron all along.
And they'll try to do some type of Sixth Sense type of reveal. Where Rand sees dead people.
Yeah. So. So let's continue. Alex, shoot in private chat. Let me know. You're hopping in and out a little bit, but we'll keep trying, brother. And if not, you got the chat, my friend. Let's keep going here. Thank you, Salty, for the gifted sub. Elena Duncan is now Dragon's Sword.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Trip is.
Trip is. Be nice to me now, Trip.
Look at that bathrobe.
I remember you.
Trip is a drag
from Tarvalon. You watched those women berate me through the streets like.
All right, so
dude,
this is so ghetto.
All right,
I bet you, Rafe Judkins is so proud that he was able to keep Bed Bath & Beyond in business during COVID with all these rope purchases.
So you said this was a CSI type of deal, Salty, where they
I did in my video where they're doing the obvious thing where it pisses me off, and I can't watch shows like that. That's why they run them in retirement it is, where people don't have good memories. The show, it seems to me, is making the assumption that you didn't bother to watch season 1 and you're just going to stumble in and watch this. So now we have to gratuitously show you the clue. Look, here's the clue, you know, and it completely breaks whatever you're trying to build as far as within a scene, in my opinion. But again, there's really nothing to break because season 1 was dog shit and this is just talk, and it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't.
This is where my brain, like, I have a vein that is just throbbing right here because my brain's going to explode.
Ladies.
Okay.
Ladies.
So, you know, I know Alex has talked about it. Everybody, there was another good discussion on White Cloaks about it. Why is Logain whining like a little bitch about being carted through Carheen, or I'm sorry, Tarvalin, the wrong city, by the way. Just the amount of screw ups in this one thing right here is astounding. If you remember, and I know you all do, Logain was paraded through Camelin and stood up like a fucking king.
Yes.
He held himself in such a manner that people were freaking, they hated him, but you know, Rand was like, whoa. And then, if you remember, Logain spots Rand on the wall. Of course, Rand's by himself, so we don't have to do any bullshit camera tricks to get Barney Harris out of the fucking screen.
Funny that.
But it's also not male chant. He sees, we all know, he sees Taviran. So that's his talent. So and it's been brought up, he's parading him through the streets. He's already been gentled in the show. He wasn't gentled in the books. That's why he could see Rand, because he wasn't gentled yet. Now he is gentled, so he should be able to see anything. So, like, just the amount of you know, bullshit they have and hoops they have to go through to just, and now he's whining like a bitch because what? Rand didn't jump down off the freaking window and blast the Aes Sedai because he's an idiot that got caught in a cage and is sitting there freaking playing with this freaking toe lint. Like, what? Why is he bitching at Rand? What did Rand do?
It's another emotional journey. Go ahead, Nathan. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it's because he's looking at Rand saying, "What? Don't you want to be on the right side of history too?" You know, it is that same type of bitch mentality that gets presented right here.
Yeah. I mean, the other part of it too is, I mean, once you start taking steps back to realize how we got here. Now, first of all, none of this actually happened. They took a concept, and much like Steve just said, it was in the wrong place. It was the wrong place they cut, which then cut a pivotal relationship, obviously, between Book Rand and Book Elaine, not to mention a character called Queen Morghese. But hey, I'm a divisive book fan. But how did we get to this point? It's because super magical Elaine did a Bob Marley Rasta dreadlock scream in a cave, and all this other nonsense happened. And it's like, it's literally like, this show feels like a teenage boy who keeps lying, even though he's been caught in the lie. And he thinks that if he just keeps up making more lies, even though he can't remember what the hell he said like half an hour ago, that if he keeps making up lies, that people will stop accusing him of what he's done. And that's what Rafe Judkins feels like to me in this show. It's lie upon lie upon lie. And the more if you just move one little thing, you can see how rancid and thin this whole thing is.
I did want to highlight, hi King Feanor, thanks for being in the chat, buddy. I assume you're talking about Rings of Power. I was looking at the pause screen you guys have up, and it's almost like they have the same cinematographer, and like you said, the outfits are identical. Well, I know me and Salty and Nathan, and I think Alex said it too, Wheel of Time was the testing ground for Rings of Power.
Yes.
So they gave themselves a false positive. They said Wheel of Time was a success, so they copied a lot of what they did with Wheel of Time, costuming, cinematography, choreography, all that shit. Put it into Rings of Power, and guess what you got? You got more crap because they told themselves they did a good job, and they didn't. They did a terrible job. They stole props Louisville Slugger, in the Cardinals, in the Moroccan baseball team, and then they went and raided the props for Troy, and then they stole ideas from Superman, Man of Steel, and they said, hey, good job, Wheel of Time. We're gonna do that for Rings of Power, and that's what happened, and that's why Rings. I think I don't want to say for all of you, but I am a huge believer Rings of Power is worse because of the Wheel of Time, because they gave themselves the false positive pat on the back saying Wheel of Time was a success.
Back when they had a lot of money and their main push was to get the diversity, equity, and inclusion stuff front and center, which is still the case. It's still the case. Okay, they're canceling shows that were complete wastes of money, but when it comes to a show like this, there is absolutely no way they could admit fault. They're going to run this thing for as long as it takes, because it would be an admission of guilt what they did. Same thing with the Rings of Power. Doesn't matter how many people don't watch it. Because of the diversity and representation, they will burn their entire organization down to the ground with this. Doesn't matter. And you see it in corporate America and in other areas, not just entertainment. They're destroying themselves, not because they have good ideas, but because their commitment to their ideology is more important than actually doing the thing that they're in business to do.
Chris, do you think Logain only thinks he can see male channelers, or is Matt able to channel also Nynaeve, trans, or did they screw up episode 4 finale even more? I'm not sure I follow the trans thing with Nynaeve.
No. No, she's not trans. She is. They're not doing the binary magic system.
Is that what
so remember how in the episode where face off in the cave, Logain is blinded like a rage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody said, he wasn't blinded. Men can't see women's weave.
Right, gotcha.
Taveran nature. Well, apparently he doesn't see Taveran nature. He just sees
male channelers.
Nynaeve has a cock, and Lan is gay confirmed.
Oh God. Okay. Sorry, you broke up a little bit, so I'm going to piece this together. So what we're saying. So thank you for that. So what we're saying is, Logain can't see channeling or Taveran. He can only see male channelers, and the reason that he can see Nynaeve is because Nynaeve is really a dude.
Oh, gotcha, man.
Wow.
Oh my God in heaven.
I got a coin.
Which means
run away. Mark.
Go ahead, Nathan.
This means Land loves the D.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently, holy crap!
I got a coin. I'll flip it. It's either that there's going to be some reveal. Could you imagine if they made Nynaeve a hermaphrodite? I mean, could you imagine? I'm just saying, is it that, or did they just forget what the hell they were doing because nobody bothered to read the books, dude?
I'm going with forgot. Let's play
the crying game of time.
We're going with they forgot. Moving on. Holy crap!
It's the crying game of time.
You okay, Brian?
Oh,
you all right?
Dude.
You okay, buddy? You look like you want to weep. You all right? You good, buddy? Okay. Don't cry.
What the hell's going on in Chicago?
You must be confused. Nah. I can see it.
Nah. You know when we locked eyes and stared at each other, you like. It's like you must be confused. I shaved my head, brah. Like it's clear. I'm clearly not that guy. I don't have any hair. We didn't lock eyes and fucking look at each other for like 15 goddamn minutes. Like you're mistaken. You look, Jesus Christ! It's like it's another penis. That's what he's thinking right now. Sorry.
Another naked channel. There's a glow, and yours.
They're like.
Oh, what a pause! Oh my gosh.
Not to have to play Barney. What's his name? Barney. I want to say Barney Fife. Barney Harris. Any residual money for season 2 by blacking him out. Class move, guys. Class.
Every time Rand opens his mouth, he's a fucking idiot. You're staring right. You're not even far apart. You're like a freaking 15 yards apart, looking at each other in the eye. Of course, Of course he knows who you are.
Matt, the Thad that shouldn't be says
fuck?
it's sad in a funny way that the writing is so bad that we can joke about Nynaeve really being nice Steve. And it actually makes Wheel of Prime plot sense. It's true. It's true.
Women and women effort are coming out with those comments, sir.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Be careful. They ride on a yeah, we got yeah, Alex, if you break up, do that. I will be your voice, sir. Thanks, buddy. But I think we summed it up. I think we caught what you were pitching. Or Logain did.
Yeah, let me see. I'll never forget looking up and seeing you sitting on that wall. I knew you'd shake the world.
Why? If he's just another male Chandler, why?
You know what they're doing here is they're contradicting the bullshit they made up in season 1, saying anyone could be the dragon, and like all of this stuff, and now Matt's blacked out, and it's like, oh, we're just kidding. It's always been Rand al'Thor, apparently. Although I don't believe that for one goddamn second in the show's canon. I'm just gonna say that.
Well, Chris, and this is it. Like I knew you would shake the world, right? But we have faux penis Nynaeve that blinds him, yet the Dragon Reborn, who's sitting 5 feet away from him, is barely he can't even light up the dark room behind him. So we're to believe that this little, like, like right now it looks like he's steaming from the sun. Like it looks like it's just a hot day in a desert. Like that's what it looks like. That we're to believe that he thinks this guy is going to shake the foundations of the world. If he can see male channelers, he should be seeing people all over the place. So what's the difference? Like how do you know?
Stunning.
Sorry.
It is stunning. And my brain is still broken on that season 1, episode 4 thing where he could see Nynaeve.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Channel and whatever. I'm just gonna have an aneurysm.
Let's keep going.
I was
in the show.
Help laughing. And here you are now, all these months later.
Months later. Way to be effective, Rand. You're going insane by the minute. Good job.
These miles
nice
away.
Exposition dump.
Yeah. Boom. Another one. Because guess what? The next scene that we're going to see after we look at some bios that's exactly what that is. It's a giant exposition dump on how Terra and Groa work, because we forgot to cover any of that shit in the first season. We didn't cover any of that. So we're just going to do a bunch of small exposition dumps and try and get you all caught up on things that you should know. And then we're going to use Terra and Groa that don't exist, like a freaking Waygate one or a traveling one. And so we can all, have sexy time whenever we want instead of using them for something that's useful. Oh my God, Aldan for 25 Australian pesos or whatever it is you guys have over there, my friend. Hail fuckers. I'll say fuckers. I got you. Hail fuckers. This is just them retconning their mistake in season 1. I prefer they did it than they didn't. Also, they can't have Logain's Taviran Hunter ability because everyone's a freaking Taviran.
Yes.
So therefore, it blows. 100%. That's it.
Yep.
Too many Taviran. Everybody's a Taviran. Yep. No,
if everybody's a Taviran, then nobody's a Taviran.
Yeah. No, but there's too many. There's 5. They're gonna make a lane one. Min, why Min just because Min's aunts prostituted her out doesn't mean that she can't be Taviran too, because she is a seer and she apparently can ride a tightrope like nobody's business. She can do cartwheels on there, and she's also the bearded lady, and she can do it all.
I forget,
Like,
Min's in this show too.
No, she never makes an appearance. There's something they call Min. There's something they call Min, but it's not her. Thank you, evil horned rat.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex. I know that was you.
Staplebow raised another interesting continuity, and it's not a nitpick. It's actually rationally. Now, you remember the not Shan-Chan landing, with the big tidal wave that killed the little girl. But if 5 months have elapsed, shouldn't the Shan-Chan essentially own most of the continent right now if they're as strong and scary as they are, and they're not just hanging out in whatever random bullshit like hybrid town they've created for this show, because the Shanchan would have like Staplebow. All credit goes to Staplebow on that one.
It depends on how long it took them to get over the tops of the cliffs of Dover at their landing point.
That's true.
So that could have taken 5 months.
They had to clean up all the body, and you know,
all the body,
all the body before they marched inland, right? Like no, Staplebow. That's.
I mean, there was a lot of disaster relief that had to happen. I mean, Joe Biden can't up the fucking tsunami on the place. Like,
it's true. It's true. It's a long flight. You got to nap. You got to take a little nap when you know. Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, no, that's. I mean, if it's been months, the Shanchan landed at the end of at the end. They with the Racken and all the freaking stuff at their. They'd be halfway to freaking freaking fall or halfway to the freaking Dragon Wall.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
What are we
I also
about?
want to know what the hell has Matt been doing this whole time? I mean, we'll look at the bios, and maybe that explains it. But apparently, he's dealing with unresolved childhood trauma, which made him so promiscuous and so problematic.
He's diddling Leandrin, or maybe Leandrin's diddling him. All right, continuing on.
So ask me.
What acting school did you go to?
What you came here for?
I have no idea why I came here. I needed this pimp ass bathrobe, and they weren't selling them in freaking the waist. So I had to come in here and get my pimp ass blue. Like, is this the volunteer bathrobe too? I thought he's a volunteer. So why did he get a bathrobe if he's volunteering?
He fucking take some smoked more time a doobie before Rand sat down. I mean, he just sitting there kind of like
to know how to control it.
What? Like, dude, in John,
not from a Jedi.
Directing this? Like, but like, okay, god damn it! Like, who is directing this shit? These are two people that are competent actors. I've seen it. They're competent actors, and this is garbage. Like, I want to know how to control.
I mean, this sounds like Revenge of the Sith. This sounds I forget who said that, but this sounds like
it's Palpatine.
Palpatine and telling Anakin about power of life over death or something. I don't know. Where can you learn such power? Not from an Aes Sedai.
I want to know how to save Padme. Okay.
I can't live without her.
Look, my
Tyrits, I want to know how to save Egwene.
You guys all know I do a superior Avienda and Gowan or Gladwin or whatever we're calling it, but my Avienda reading was spot on. Okay, we all know it. Zach's my peripheral brother. I cried a tear when they canceled it. I miss you, buddy. We'll make fun of season 1 again because what a trash show.
Shit.
They can't. So that's something also that's funny. Amazon is now retroactively canceling shows that suck. So it's like maybe they will cancel season 3 because they greenlit Peripheral 2 and they said nah.
So not to derail your stream, but I kind of gloated about the Peripheral getting canceled. And somebody called me a potato, had said I had the brain of a potato for not understanding it. So I took a Mr. Potato Head gif where he takes the lips off and kiss my ass.
Chris Did you put shattered glass in the background of it? Because that's how you know it's peripheral specific.
Right.
I think too much glass died for the sake of that production.
It did. Is this the one you're looking at, Salty?
Yeah.
So his father didn't teach him the flame in the void. His father didn't teach him anything. He doesn't know anything.
No, nor did Lan. Nor did Lan.
Fathers don't have the responsibility to teach anything in this show.
It's just random women
walk around.
It's random women who are part of women's organizations where they hold all the power that they have control over all the children. You guys see any narrative in that? You guys see any current year narrative in that? Must just be a coincidence.
I got a question for everybody. What's with all these robes and characters looking like meth heads? Is there an equivalent to meth in the Wheel of Time world?
No.
Like honestly, like Logain looks like he's gonna put the cereal down and play some video games, some first person shooters, some Call of Duty, while while doing some math.
No, it's
Skooma.
just bad.
Okay, Skooma, that's from Elder Scrolls.
The closest you get is the one guy who gets himself lost in the wolf dream in the Dragon Reborn, and then runs away. But he's all emaciated and shit. That's about as close as it gets.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
the
let's
one
finish
person
this.
we
Oh,
did
okay.
see fight with a sword is Nynaeve.
Well, in the trailer, yeah.
He's gonna
Yeah.
park that.
All right, let's finish this up. Oh, this is just him laughing because Rand asked him for help, right? Yeah.
Is there any? This scene so perfectly encapsulates Rand's role in the show. He has 4 lines, 3 of which are just kind of like awkward single sentence statements or questions of just him being lost, and then his attempt at like expressing his like desire, like I want you to teach me, is said like Chris Saunders says it perfectly. I want to learn how to control it, and it's bizarre.
Yeah, the act, like that's why I said it's 2 good actors, and the acting is so bad, and it's I don't understand. I don't get it, but
it's a product. It's a product of the writing. It really is.
Yeah.
It's
a product. Nathan's absolutely right about that. It's a product of the experience of the writers behind this. Amanda Schumann did episode 2 and was influential on a bunch of this season. If you have a 30-something-year-old woman who's only been in Hollywood, who doesn't know anything about the martial arts, who doesn't know anything about what it's like to be a man writing male characters in 2023, this is what you're going to get, and they're going to go out of their way to emasculate any male archetypes at all. That's why men don't get to mentor anybody. Men are either stupid or evil, and I'm going to amend that and say weak, because season 2, every man in this show is weak.
I mean, there's no like I like the Logain here, like look, based on what I read about him in Eye of the World, you know, he's supposed to have charisma. Like even in the cage, he's very charismatic. Like even the cage doesn't make him look weak. Yep. So, and even Rand was kind of drawn. Everybody was drawn to him. I look at, I mean, no offense to the actor, but you need someone with more presence, with more.
Well, they're not doing him any favors because they give him they put him in the bathrobe. They give him this nappy, freaking long, crappy hair. They give him the same treatment they give half the women on the show. They make him look ugly, and that's
he looks like one of those mean girls. To be honest, he looks like a mean girl. I mean,
with a penis,
very feminine. He's got that penis.
Yeah, this is. The goofy cereal bowl thing is the reason that actors used to smoke all of the time in TV shows. If you replace that goofy-ass cereal bowl with Nathan's pipe right there, all of a sudden Logain goes from looking like a dipshit to actually looking like kind of cool and dignified. And when you consider, and when you consider how much of Robert Jordan did with pipes, both in his personal life, collecting them, and in the story. It's a miss, and I know it's a miss because of stupid Hollywood rules about smoking, but tough sell. It would be very easy to make this scene just a little bit better just with that change alone.
It's the allure of especially older movies, especially film noir, where you have a character wearing this awesome suit, awesome fedora, and they always take out a cigarette and they have a monologue. And I don't know what it is about that makes them interesting. Like I don't know, but it's there. But the cereal bowl, like, how can anyone take that seriously? I agree.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, if you want to look at writing, you look at the Star Wars prequels, and the writing for those 3 movies was, especially when you get down to the dialogue, is absolutely atrocious. And you have well-respected actors in that series that can't act their way out of the bad writing. It is it is so easy for an actor to excel in their craft when you have a good script to go with it. But when you have somebody that can't write for shit, like George Lucas or the people for the Wheel of Time, you are crippling any talent that comes in to perform those lines.
Well, where that writing comes into play and where it works is in the shows that they actually were part of. Okay, Chuck. Writers were both on Chuck. What's that other one with James Spader, that show, The Blacklist?
Mhm.
You know, you don't expect a lot from those shows. You know why? Because they're not high fantasy. Because you really don't have to create characters with stories over time. Those are episodic. They're episodic. So when the show's over, whatever bullshit was supposed to happen was contained within an episode. Being an episodic television writer is very different than telling a story that is across a book, let alone 2 books. And it is like this season in particular. Okay, I think we're going to see it. It's going to be painfully obvious that they're going to write this like episodes of episodic television, not like one big long movie cut up with natural breaks.
To follow up what you're saying, Salty, that's why early Star Trek worked, especially shows like the original series and the Next Generation, because there were shitty episodes too of those shows, but they were like you said, they were contained, and there were good episodes alongside those that made, you know, watching those shows, at least in my opinion, forgivable. When you watch shows like Picard season 3 or the Strange New Worlds or Discovery, I mean, they're all one story. I mean, maybe not Strange New Worlds so much, but the rest of them are one story, and they're horribly executed.
You could do The Great Hunt episodically. You couldn't do it in 8. You could do it in 10 with a 2-hour premiere and a 2-hour finale. You could do it. It wouldn't be pretty, but you could do it. The problem is they're trying to write this show as if you could just miss one week and tune in another, and you can't do that. An emotional journey put onto 45 minutes of whatever the runtime of this is with someone who can write mediocre sitcoms or mediocre wannabe espionage bullshit shows for ABC. And yes, I'm being an asshole when I see that, because it's true. You cannot write high fantasy. You could not do that with Game of Thrones. The reason why Game of Thrones worked is it stayed true, relatively true, with compressed to the source material.
So I'm glad, and I want to keep making that point more and more and more. Okay, because we got a lot of you know, look, Game of Thrones crashed and burned, but why? Okay, because it ran out of source material. They took some stuff out. Of course, we've all acknowledged that, but I think pretty much everybody agrees that the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones were stellar television, and they were pretty damn loyal to the books. And then when they stopped that, or they ran out of material, it took a dive. So that is meaningful, and that is also what makes this even worse, is because they are, instead of following the source material and being loyal to it and doing what Game of Thrones did for 4 seasons while they had source material, they've decided to ignore that source material, make their own material, and say they're following the source material and screw it up. So
with agenda driving that non-adaptation, where the characters and scenes in the books are maybe put in if there's time.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I watched I was watching clips of the end of season 8 of Game of Thrones, and it's already been 4 years, and those episodes look good compared to the shit we're getting now.
Well, it looks good.
I can't fucking believe it.
It's HBO, so the costuming, if you can see everything in the dark, but the costuming and the cinematography puts this to shame. But let's go ahead and move on. I do want to say, Lakizel Sadai, that's a good point. With the whole, the bowl and not having pipes or whatever. What's the Two Rivers known for across the world? Everybody knows about good Two Rivers Tabak. It's one of the main sources of revenue of that freaking of the Two Rivers. And have we heard anything about Two Rivers Tabak? Of course not. But let's move on. We have some bios. I know I saw Elena get really excited. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know in chat. Chat, let me know. Have you seen these bios? I know Salty's seen maybe one. I have sort of perused them. I know the White Cloaks went over them a few times, so you can go check out that channel. Nas, I know you said a comment about Rand liking to kiss boys, and I think you're actually right. So I don't think that was as much of an own as you think. So sorry, brother. Love you, man. So let's just wait. Some of these are far more egregious. Okay, and maybe wait, what, Steve? I don't know. Oh, don't read this. You don't want me to read this? So I'm sorry, Eldan. We are here to just get the word out of how trash this is.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe when we're done with all of them, we'll get the vote in chat. There's too many, but maybe chat will have to get a straw poll. Which one's the worst?
And we also have the Radio Times, which if you guys haven't seen that, get ready to lose your mind. Seriously, I'm going to park that. Let's look at these though.
Dave Z, dude, you're putting the cart before the horse, man. Don't read Dave Z, dude. Salty. Close your eyes. Let it go. After the chat, get rid of that. All right, Moraine. For 20 years, Moraine sought the Dragon Reborn. After finding him to be Rand al'Thor, she led him to the Eye of the World to die. Okay, let's end that. No, it's
wrong. They are retconning after one season. They are taking out the fundamental story that Rafe Judkins pushed of anyone can be the dragon. Any of these people can be the dragon. Now suddenly it's like, oh shit, yeah, maybe we should pretend we know what the fuck we're doing.
The attack seemed successful, but Moraine was cut off from the One Power in the battle. So again, just proving what type of idiot Moraine was, that she thought they could just mosey on into the Blight, find this place called the Eye of the World, give Rand, an untrained channeler, a little fucking, I know you're dying, Nate, but let me finish. Give him a little bit of this little Aes Sedai humpback whale thing and go, here's a flower, fuck off, Ishmael. Go ahead, Nathan.
What fucking battle?
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
They're talking about the girls' battle, right?
You mean?
Oh wait, no,
you mean where she held a knife to Rand's throat in a one-on-one conversation with a Subaru salesman, and then Rand woke up, held up a flashlight, and banished him to whatever.
So Copa's here.
That's a battle.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Copa, does anybody who, I don't know that I'm the best to give a quick synopsis.
I'll do it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. This is going to be bad. Go ahead. Go ahead, Naporio. What's your synopsis? Drunk Porio, go for it.
I'm writing it. I don't have to.
Oh, you're writing it. Okay, you're right.
Nas, it's high fantasy pertaining to the idea of the main character also being viewed as the Antichrist by society. The main character is going to be the most powerful magic user in the world, in a world where men who use magic go insane. So it's him negotiating sort of the world trying to defeat the sort of evil god, bad guy. Meanwhile, all the women that are in control of everything in the world around him try and fuck shit up and stop him from saving the world.
And it's also a good representation of a story of good versus evil. Things are defined. There are characters in the middle, spending time in gray areas, but it's a great character-driven good versus evil story.
Also, the archetypes involved, both for male and female characters, you're going to find very familiar archetypes. That doesn't mean cookie cutter stuff, but what it means is that when you look at the young men and their progression, they're not just all the same. They have different strengths, they have different weaknesses, they have different challenges. Same thing with the women, all of the women in these books. And that's what makes them enjoyable, in the tension between those characters.
So Staplebow, so I think it's I don't know if this was a previous chat that I missed. I think the girls have been messed up plenty. So I agree with you. I don't think any character is safe, male or female. I think they're all. I mean, all you gotta do is, we're getting to Min's bio here in a second. That sums it up. Like when we get to Min's bio here, that sums up the no character safe, male, female, freaking Fade, Dark Friend, Racken, Drakkar. Oh, what's a Drakkar? I forgot they don't exist. Zax. Member chat for 9 months. Thank you, sir. Salty, that was a light bulb moment. Structuring season 2. If you guys put together pitches for season 2 episodes, people would love it.
Yeah. You know, but the problem is look at me. Look at me and look at my age. No one's going to let me do anything because of the way I look in my age. I want you to think about that a second. It's a true story. Look at Hollywood.
All right. Ran the man. Or ran the bitch? Is that what we're doing?
Ish.
Okay.
Ran the man.
Ran man bitch. Rand related to Jafe Dumpkins. Oh, sorry. After learning he was the Dragon Reborn, he killed himself. All right, on to land. Oh, sorry. Wait a second. Sorry. Sorry, my bad. Sorry. After learning he was a Dragon Reborn, Rand moseys around Karahian for months and finds himself in this. Oh, sorry, I did it again. After learning he's the Dragon Reborn, the reincarnation of the most powerful channeler, Rand went to the Eye of the World to defeat the Dark One. After seemingly succeeding, he went into hiding to let everyone think he had died. So wait a second, hold on. After succeeding, he went to Karahian, where he. No, because I'm trying to like this. I'm reading the bio and then trying to put it together with what we've seen. So, after seemingly succeeding, he went to Karahian, where he didn't hide at all, and he was in a giant city with many people, and then burnt the place down.
But he was hiding something. Steve, he was hiding something. He was playing hide the sausage with older woman Celine, the innkeeper.
We're getting there. Don't you worry. We have a bio for her too. Don't you worry. Lan.
Hose bag.
Nobody knows what the fuck Lan is doing. Even himself, he is confused. Next. So sorry. Lan is the most confused person of this whole show. Nobody is closer to Moraine than Napoleon. Would you describe Lan in the show as stoic?
No. Anything but.
I'm not really sure that a man crying and twisting his nipples and shouting at the top of his lungs.
Well, here's the thing. He's stone in the book. He's stone faced. He doesn't. He's like, you know who would be a good Lan if he had more hair and he was taller? Mike Ehrmantraut's actor. Give him some hair. Make him a little less. Maybe make him a little less scary looking.
He'd have to be way younger though, bro.
Way younger. Well, yeah,
and handsomer
too. And handsomer,
and blue eyes.
And blue-eyed, yeah.
Yeah, and not Mike Ehrmantraut. But other than that, it's perfect.
Well, I mean, what if we just followed Robert Jordan's exact notes on this subject and actually went and paid and got Liam Neeson?
There you go.
That's pretty much it.
Where did that $100 million go?
Not to Liam Neeson, that's for sure. He would have taken it, man. He's on Taken 18 right now.
He's been doing Star Wars animated episodes, so I'm sure they would have given it to him.
Her first and only warder, and nobody knows what the fuck he's thinking. He misses stepping with a fire in his loins so much that he will throw himself off a cliff when Moraine tells him to.
I know we've said this on live. I know we've said this on live streams before, but I want to ask this question of chat. Does Rosamund Pike not look like she's 8 months pregnant in this costume? Does it not look like she's got this huge baby bump and she should be at Babies R Us? Okay.
Here's a mind breaker. What if she is pregnant? What if she?
Oh my god!
What if it's not just bad costume? What if she's actually pregnant?
And the Amberlin seat did it through the magic of Aes Sedai lesbianism. You know, I wouldn't put it past this show. I wouldn't put it past.
Oh my god!
Thank you. Real Nick Master says yes, she does look pregnant, but this would be exceptionally stylish maternity wear.
But I actually agree with this too. Real Nick Master, same way I sort of feel like Stormlight Archive. I honestly feel like the Wheel of Time can only be accurate in an animated series. I agree 100%. And
Well,
I don't know why we have. I mean, animation is becoming very mainstream. You have, the Arcane. You got Castlevania. You can always go back to Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is a great show. More and more animated stuff is coming out and being praised as not just animation, but as good TV or good entertainment.
But that is not a universal. It's not a universal because look at the War of the Rohirrim. We know what the agenda is behind the War of the Rohirrim. Okay, we haven't seen one finished still or sequence from that animated film. Just gonna say that the director and the writer still count on that. All right, I'll stop talking.
Yeah. We talked about that a lot of times before. It would be a fantastic animated series, especially if you give it to somebody in anime, where they tend to follow source material a lot better than the American folks do. And when you excuse me, and when you consider that, I mean, the argument tends to be, well, animation's really expensive. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, it can't be $100 million for a season expensive. So your argument loses a lot of leeway there, because it's easily more affordable. You can hire any actor or actress that you want to voice the roles that you need them to voice, and it would work out wonderfully. And you could present things in the books that you can't do in a live action show.
Part
100%.
of what's wrong with this costume is they're trying to blend Japanese imperial style with Parisian, with 19th century Parisian. So essentially the top half, as you can all see, is Japanese imperial. The bottom half from the waist down on Moiraine, it's Parisian with kind of this blown out hoopy skirt thing. So I don't know. I'm not a fashion guy, but that's why she looks like she's knocked up.
Probably right. Moving on to why does Elaine look so fucking stupid in this? Like, she looks so like, I'm sorry, this isn't even her picture, but she looks dumb. Like, she looks horrible.
This is what's hilarious about this picture. It has Egwene right there in a big old font, and how many people are looking at Egwene in this picture?
Zero. Wait, she's in this picture? I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Egwene couldn't have imagined she would have the ability to channel. She defended Faldara like she was Rand al'Thor, the Dragon Reborn.
She healed Nynaeve from the dead! With no training!
Wait, I love how it's...
She's Rey.
I love how it's... She defended Faldara with... And then, with other female channelers, by the way.
Right.
Nearly burning herself out in the process. Believing Rand died at the Eye of the World, she travels to the White Tower to train as an Aes Sedai.
It's such a pointless sentence. It's just like, okay, this is what we're doing. There's it is so dumb.
It's like, Jesus, man. It's just like every time I hear like the whole, God, like she didn't even do it. Like, if we're actually being real, it was Psycho Faldara, Algomar's sister bitch, that fought the battle. They were just batteries. They didn't do shit.
Dude, she was a crispy critter at the end of it. You remember that when she was like... Yeah.
She was like toasted and crinkly. Like
because that's all. Guys, that was so much better than having what actually happened in the books. So much better than Rand al'Thor having the battle that was described in the books.
Oh, I meant to read what Matt said. Were you reading that?
Oh yeah, Matt found other costume borrowing.
Yeah, It does look like Padme's outfit.
It really does.
It really does. Yeah. Hubert, welcome. She looks like Adam Warlock. Y'all paid meme actor in that picture. Okay. Does it? I guess she sort of does. Holy crap. Moving on. How do you make, I don't know. How do you make such a pretty young woman looks, oh God.
Yeah, hire her for Wheel of Time.
Oh God. Here we go. All right. Here we go. This is a big one. Have you heard, Salty, you haven't seen this one. Perrin's guilt. about being a monster.
No, what does it really say?
That's
read
what
to
it
me,
says,
because
bro.
It's too goddamn
That's what it
small.
says.
That's what it says.
What?
Parents' guilt about being a monster has only been compounded by a strange affinity with wolves. He feels that there is a beast inside of him. Werewolf parent confirmed. Woohoo!
He's like a Trolloc.
Where?
Especially
Where in season 1?
when he killed his wife.
Where in season 1 did any of the shit that they just put on this blurb happen? Okay. He didn't have a wife in the books, and then they kill her. He then goes off on an adventure with his friends, and then doesn't really think about his wife, doesn't really talk about his wife at all. And then his eyes get a little yellow because he's hogtied over a barrel and has to be rescued by Egwene. Where is this bullshit that they're trying to sell right now? Is that what happened in the 5 months that they don't show between season 1 and season 2? Legitimate question.
Well, Lakizel said, when was the monster used? When was he ever a monster? Like, the only time he acted at all like a monster is when he killed his wife. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, the rest he
stood there and let Loyael get stabbed and then pissed his pants. What are they talking about?
This isn't even the whole bio.
Yeah.
Especially when he thinks about taking revenge on Padden Fane, the dark friend who brought the Trollocs to the Two Rivers.
That's not his story. What?
Well, I love how it's now. I love how it's now. Perrin is well. I mean, so look. So, but this is the problem, right? We all know that Padden Fane is a fucked up individual. Okay, for many good reasons.
In the books, he is.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell he's a
creepy
kitty butt enjoyer, daycare center hanger outer, creepazoid in this. But you know, we all know that Padden Fane literally cannot stop trying to find Rand. It is just he cannot do it. Like it's just an over. And I feel like they're making that for Perrin only for finding Fane, instead of it being a quest to find the horn. Perrin is seeking out Padden Fane for revenge, not to get the horn, but to seek out revenge on Padden Fane for making him look like a pussy.
How can he get revenge? What does he have? Where's his axe? Where's anything? Where's his imposing size? Where's his skill? Where's him learning a fucking thing? There is nothing that Perrin could do other than breathe in his mouth and piss another pair of pants. And we know we're going to see it in season 2. The main person who's going to be responsible for all of the combat and flippy kicks is not Avinia, who's standing behind him.
Come on, Salty. The power of the leaf compels you, brother.
All we are saying.
She's his ex. I mean, come on. But the best line in this is he feels the beast inside him. I'm taking that as werewolf parent confirmed. I can't wait to see his snout grow out of his asshole. He's gonna reverse morph. Like his butt's gonna become his head, and his head's gonna cut. Like, wouldn't that be cool? If it's like
I hope they recycle the CGI from the Twilight movies with the wolves. I hope they do.
Oh yeah, hell
because
yeah,
that would be awesome.
Hell yeah. Well, we already got the birds from Power Rangers, right? So why not?
Yeah, the Tangas.
Tango Warriors, yeah. We already got the Tango Warriors. Why not? So thank God we got Nynaeve and Leandrin, because we need to see Leandrin's dark side. I can't wait to get more. I don't know about you guys. Chat, tell me. One character that you wanted and were dying for more information about in the books was Leandrin, right? We all were just so curious about what the fuck was up with that bitch when she was coming up, right?
I wanted to know why she was bad. I wanted to see a sympathetic side to her, because that's what we need now. We just lack compassion. You know, we're all toxic, and what can I say?
Alex,
what character broke her jaw to force them to sit there and make it as square as it is?
Oh God,
boy. Alex, you had a moment of perfect sound there. Do you think is your internet working, or how you doing?
I was on mute, so I don't think it was me.
Well, no. I meant like when you were when I didn't. You know, when you were giving a synopsis, you went for like like a whole 15 seconds and then break up. I was like, yay. Just checking. All right. No spoilers.
No, my comment on this one is basically the fact. I'm sorry. Go. Never mind.
Go. Please.
I apologize. I thought we were talking about Leandrin due to Nathan's incredibly toxic comment pertaining to her.
We sort of are. Oh wait, we aren't, are we? We're talking about night shit. No. Why is it all these pictures are so fucked up that you see Nynaeve, you see it's like, and your eye goes to the person that it's not?
It's called
like,
bad
in fairness, because Leandrin is staring dead ass at the camera like she just caught me like cheating on like the homework of the guy sitting at the desk next to me. Like
Nynaeve.
She looks like a school crossing guard, where it's just like
okay. Stop. Oh god. I can't take it. All right, Nynaeve learned. I don't know where she learned it from or how they fucking know, but she learned she was the most powerful female channeler in 1,000 years, with the ability to heal dozens of wounded people and fight back an army of Trollocs. Ever devoted to her friends, she followed Egwene to the White Tower despite her distrust of Aes Sedai.
Egwene
what
did that.
show are they talking about? What show are they talking about? What are they?
They just said Egwene did that.
They're literally pretending what they did in season 1 didn't happen. Chad, am I wrong?
Well, okay, so first, how like maybe they said this, but how do they know? How did they measure? How can 4 people judge? The 4 people that have met her judge that she's the most powerful channeler in 1,000 years. How did she learn this? How could they prove it? How does anybody fucking know? Then you have the ridiculous line: has the ability to heal dozens of wounded people and fight back a Trolloc army. Does that sound like the most ridiculous shit you've ever heard?
I don't know where they pulled this out of. The show.
Well, they're giving you got the healing scene with Logain, and then they're giving they're just making the Trolloc battle at Tarwin's Gap her doing. That's what they're doing. They're saying,
Sorry, Eldan, I know that's what they inferred, but what they're describing, she did not do. Okay, she did not do that in season 1. Okay?
Got to give props to Aldan for using the phrase "the duck's nuts."
I know, right, dude?
That's so awesome.
That's part of the duck. Every Christmas we fight over who's going to get the nuts on the duck. It's true. Aldan's right.
So I'm just saying, she did the wounded thing. She healed the dozens of wounded, but they're giving her the full. What they're doing is they gave Egwene the battle at Tarwin's Gap, and now they're giving Nynaeve the battle at Tarwin's Gap. So it's like you're just taking the same battle and giving credit to everybody that was there individually. So it's like Nynaeve did it, Egwene did it, Algamar's sister did it. Fuck everybody the guy that should have done it gets credit for doing it.
Is there a character panel then for Anglemar's dead sister?
No, she's probably alive. I don't know.
But she won the battle at Tarwin's Gap, though, right?
Yeah, I was going to say it is incredibly toxic that Rafe continues to take credit away from these brilliant women warriors that fought so hard and gave up their life to protect Valdara. It is absolutely ridiculous, and he needs to be called to account for it.
Who's the Asian guy with Matt?
That's Bob.
The kid from Maze Runner.
Okay, all right. I believe that. Okay.
Matt. Tokyo Drift. I love how we're talking about men, but this is about Matt. Matt has always battled inner demons.
Citation
needed. He hasn't. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. You know what he was? He was a rebellious youth, and I may know a thing about that, who didn't like to be told what to do and liked to live on the edge and liked to kind of like see how far he could run, how high he could jump, to do the things that boys used to do and that actually helped define people as men, that had skills that were intangibles, that helped civilization stay free. This is one of, I think, probably the worst most egregious agenda shit I have ever seen. And that includes Disney Star Wars, and that includes Star Trek, and that includes Doctor Who. This statement on the archetype of Matt, which would be the rogue, with if you're looking at Joseph Campbell's archetype, is, I think, one of the most horrifying things that I have ever seen done with entertainment. And I can't.
Well, he's
Why
not a rogue.
call this fucking show Wheel of Time? Why call this character Matt Cawthon if it's going to be a projection of how weak and pathetic the showrunner is, and how absolutely ideologically brainwashed the talentless sitcom writers are behind this show? This is disgusting. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to shut up.
Well, it's like, okay, could you see this character play a joke on anybody? One of his titles is he's the trickster, he's the gambler, he's the son of battles. Do you see any of that coming out of this man?
No, all I see in him is drugs.
He's just
and
pathetic.
Addiction.
He's just a pathetic crybaby.
Mm-hmm.
The only point in time you could ever have thought that potentially was after episode 1. But since episode 1 of season 1, after that, he's a complete degenerate. I mean, he was really a degenerate in the first episode, but at least there was kind of a little glimpse in that first episode of kind of a rapscallion type of guy. But that disappeared so damn fast.
But this has been the theme that Rafe Judkins brought to this character. We have all seen the original draft, and I did some more research. We all have. About that was legitimate. Looking at the metadata for the first drafts of what they recorded and what they shot for season 1 was a much more PG-13, more adult themed show. The characterization we're seeing now in season 2 of Matt carries forward what I believe to be Rafe Judkins' original intent for Matt, which was utter and complete character, just assassination. I think that in my opinion, Rafe Judkins is so intimidated by the kind of man that the character of Matt is, whether he's consciously or unconsciously doing it, he has to weaken and victimize what a strong, good, competent, wily, Han Solo-like character is, because it is the least he could never be a character like Matt Cawthon at all.
And that's only one line. We haven't even got to the rest. That's just about his inner demons.
It's bullshit. It's just it's fucking bullshit.
Oh, it's no, Matt. It's not even. It's Pat. We'll call him Pat. Even after Moraine purged him of the Shadow Loga dagger effects, he could feel it calling to him. Sound like Pat and Fane to anybody? It sounds like Pat and Fane to me. Instead of joining his friends in Fal Dara, like Matt. See, Jesus Christ. He goes to the White Tower in search of the dagger, only to find Leandrid waiting for him.
I got a question.
Oh, God. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think they're going to, with that, thinking about that Pan Fane, do you think they're going to make him bad or something?
What,
you think it's possible? Matt.
I think they're going to make Matt Fane. I think they're going to.
You guys are giving them way too much credit. They're not. They're not brave enough, bold enough, or creative enough to do that. He's going to coast along in the background, doing basically nothing until he's required to do something by the plot of the books.
Do you think
he's going to have an older woman fix it for him, who's going to be his therapist? Because what he has to do is not be the actual character the way that he's written. Luther Rain is right, because in Hollywood you can't have tomboys. It goes against the trans community and all this other stuff. The same can be said about Matt. Matt has to be a victim. Remember what they did with Matt's family? Bad dad, alcoholic mother, all this other bullshit. None of that was from the books. None of it. Why, has a showrunner, why, has a writer, would you go out of your way to create that backstory, the absolute antithesis of what this character is? It's not even like a little change. It's fundamentally changing it, and now turn him into a weak victim who needs to be saved by who? Who's going to save Matt?
Leandrid.
Maybe Min. Maybe Min will teach him how to use the quarterstaff.
So the only reason I think it's because, we have that one scene with why at this point, if he's purged of the dagger, why are we lingering on the dagger? Like, move on.
Right. Well,
because of his unresolved childhood trauma. Look at this. All they're doing is saying, look, Matt's a victim. Matt's a victim.
Well, I mean, if it truly is purged, how can you honestly, in the same sentence, say that he can feel it calling to him? It's gone.
Yeah.
You know, in the book, we understand why. In the books, we can understand why because it's easily explained. They haven't done shit about it in the TV show.
Well, Moraine puts a Band-Aid on it. She doesn't purge him. She Band-Aids it and says,
but they just said purged.
Well, no, I'm saying in the books. No. I'm saying in the books. Here they clearly have stated that she has purged him of the dagger's effects. So either Moraine sucks in the show. This is what they've done. Either Moraine is terrible.
Which is true.
It is again wrong. So she's now wrong more than she's right in the show by their own writing standards.
Yep. Yeah.
And she failed to purge him, or they're idiots. So I'm going to go with they're idiots.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the case. I love how Elaine has not even 2 lines. The daughter heir of Andor and a novice Aes Sedai at the White Tower who becomes fast friends with Iguini and eventually motorboats her titties. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Who needs Camelin? Who needs her to be in love with Rand? Who needs Rand and Elaine? Who needs any of that? Who needs what happens with Avendia? Who needs any of that? That story sucks.
I guess
that
Elaine...
story that Robert Jordan wrote sucks. What we need is this. We need this.
I guess she don't need no man. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's one of those. She has no reason to know Rand or anything at this point. So
what's the point of her character here?
She's gonna be Egwene's love interest. That's what they're
to intimidate Rosamund Pike. To intimidate Rosamund Pike, which is why they covered her up in the interviews.
Well, in that first line of the sentence, the daughter heir of Andor, that right there should piss off book fans, right there, because you're bringing this character into the second season when there was so much in a few chapters with her, and her development as a new character in the Wheel of Time or in the
They wouldn't have had Rosamund Pike on screen, which, as they've said, could you imagine not having Rosamund Pike mostly on every episode? We all could.
Oh boy! All right, Leandrin, a sharp-tongued Aes Sedai of the Red Aja. Leandrin devoted her life to hunting down male channelers. She has no warder due to her distrust of men. She is also intrigued by Nynaeve, who she learns is learns this young wisdom is the most powerful female channeler in 1,000 years.
So it's about Nynaeve, not Leandrin.
Well, I mean, considering Leandrin shouldn't even have one of these posters. No. Like, are we seriously going to pretend that Leandrin is a main character, a character worthy of having these? Somebody had a great comment in our stream yesterday, and they said Ingtar and Hurin are both way, 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 way more deserving of having one of these cards than Leandrin is.
100%. Yes. Hurin's not even in the goddamn show.
Yeah. This is because Rosamund Pike, and I believe this is my opinion, the agenda here is to show older women who are actresses in Hollywood put in positions where they're given lead roles. Okay? I really believe that I'm seeing this here. Now, this live stream is not about what Hollywood does to women who go over a certain age, which is absolute bullshit. But I really think Rosamund Pike has a hard-on for bringing in all of women who Hollywood not cast now because they're in their 40s or 50s or whatever it is. And so she has taken it upon herself to correct that wrong by using Wheel of Time to push those people forward. I really believe that.
Well, Mark Clark, thank you for the $4.99. I hate that they keep putting Rosamund Pike on the dang book covers. Well, they did release the Dragon Reborn book cover, and it's 2 mountains and nothing.
Hold on, I got it.
Hey, Smile Wow for me. How are you?
Hey, Smile.
Sorry it didn't notify you. We try and put it out everywhere we can. So I'm glad you made it though. You're on book 3. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So they didn't put it on the book cover for the Dragon Reborn that they released. It's now just two mountains. So
Yeah.
Danu, what's up? Thanks for being here. Oh, there it is. Salty has it right there. This is the new book cover for the Dragon Reborn.
We
Thank
laughed
God.
so hard. We laughed so hard that
Thank
she is
God.
not on the book cover. Yeah.
Thank God they made a new cover because wow, that's a. I mean, what the fuck is this? Like,
it's an improvement at least. There's no Rosamund Pike in the middle.
I don't even know
what the hell did they do to the spokes of the wheel on the symbol?
Well, look, but see, here's the problem: is I don't think it is an improvement because at least Rosamund Pike or Moraine, I'm not gonna say Rosamund Pike, at least Moraine has a place on the Dragon Reborn cover because she's in a lot of it. So
maybe they kill her off. Maybe they kill her off for season.
It's like it's fucking mountains. It's not even Dragon Mountain. It's just fucking. They found it. It's like, oh, we're in New Zealand. That's pretty. Dragon Reborn. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, why? How did this jump out as a great book cover for the Dragon Reborn?
You have to look for this.
I mean, that could be. I mean, that could literally be any book cover, like any book cover. It could be a geography book for all we know. I mean, there's nothing that makes it Wheel of Time except for that symbol. And what's wrong with the spokes?
You have to look for this. It's kind of buried, and it's there though. On the Amazon website. I grabbed that still as soon as I could a few days ago. Now, this is not to say they're not going to release another version. I don't know, but this is what they have out now at the time the show was coming out. So
that I don't know. Staplebo, you're giving them a lot of credit. That's not the stone. No way. That's just a bunch of freaking mountains, man. And Smile, I agree. I think they should just re-release. Just stop. I don't, especially when the show that you're producing has nothing to do with the book that you're saying that you're portraying. So, yeah. So, moving on. So Max is here. Thanks, Max, for being here. Matthew Machu is here as well. Thank you, Luther. I don't know if I said hi to you. Thanks for being here, Luther. Danu showed up too. Thanks, buddy. If I missed you, I'm sorry. If I have missed any, I have too many windows open. If I've missed any member chats or anything like that, please at me and I will fix that immediately. So, but let's keep going. These are terrible, and we got a few more to go. So, Max, thanks for being here. We're back up at 46 viewers. Thank you so much. We've been up at close to 50 the whole stream, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. It means a lot to me. So, all right. Flippy Kick Master, my favorite character soon to be. She is going to have a dragon come out of her asshole when she does flippy kicks. I can't wait. The highly skilled Maiden of the Spear, Avienda, is well, of course, it's just the highly skilled Maiden of the Spear, Avienda, is faithful follower of the Aiel. I would hope so. She's fucking Aiel. Hello?
You know what's crazy is in the first season, I think it was the cold open of episode 7 where they had the very pregnant Aiel, giving birth, Rand's mom, very pale, redhead type looking woman. The other two associates that they have with this cast actress, tall, blonde, very fair. Now you've got this actress who apparently, I don't know. She's about a good foot shorter than the other ones, different complexion, and she has dreadlocks.
I can't wait to see the stunt double take over for her, and it be so obvious because it's gonna be obvious because I saw her in Cocaine Bear. Okay, she's not doing no flippy kicks. I can guarantee you that. And yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So yeah. So I would hope she's a faithful follower. Did you have something to say, Nate? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just waiting for you to finish the sentence because I got a comment on that.
Okay. So the Aiel is faithful to the Aiel ways. Holy shit! What a revelation. She left the Aiel waste in search of the Karakarn, the fabled chief of chiefs. Go ahead, Nate.
How deep are you going to think they're going to cover that? What's a Kara-Karn? What's a Taviran? What are all these little words that you can sit there and throw out there that the show's going to barely even touch on, if at all?
Well, okay, so Matt, I get your point, but she still follows Toe. She still follows all the traditions. She doesn't want to become a wise woman, but she's still very faithful to Aiel customs, especially when it comes to being Maiden of the Spear.
Yeah.
So yes, and I agree with you to a point, but I also sort of don't, because it's more she is resisting becoming a wise woman, not resisting Aiel traditions. It's sort of both. But I get your point. So, yeah. So, so the fabled Chief of Chiefs. So, boy, oh boy, this is the one coming up here. Oh, you got something you want me to put up here, Salty?
I just wanted to show you exactly how Robert Jordan described Avendia. She would be on the left. On the left.
Yep.
That would
Elaine,
be Avendia.
Elaine
and for those,
Min with the dump truck, yeah.
Yeah, and Min is on the right. Notice Min. Do you notice anything about Min? She's not androgynous. She doesn't have shitty Portland tattoos. She's got a little bit of the badonkadonk going on. But these are women. They just happen to be feminine women, which is how Robert Jordan wrote them. But again, Rafe Judkins and Amazon are fixing Robert Jordan.
I will never get over the Adidas sweatpants in that photo and her belt being like,
I love it,
45 degrees off of the middle of her body. And actually, Matthew Machu absolutely crushes it.
What, minus
Sporty
45?
Spice.
No, but you know what? That is probably like the casting of her probably destroyed the hopes and dreams of so many fucking men fucking thirsters out there. Because you look at her. I want to bring her up. You look at her, and then it's like, oh Christ.
And trans allegory.
And what you're talking about, Steve, too, is not the men that we know up to this point through 3 books. It's the men that we get to know in the following 4, 5, 6, 7 books after that. We're not getting that men. And that is a huge loss. When you look at what she looks like in this show, you understand immediately you're not getting that.
Well, that right, and it's one of those. She's always sort of been a hidden beauty, right? She's going around in her freaking boy clothes, and everybody's like, "Why are you wearing boy clothes?" And then you find out, holy shit, she's a fucking undercover hottie, right? And it's like and freaking ride or die for Rand. That's all I gotta say. Ride or die for Rand.
It's not the show to talk about it, but Hollywood really has a problem with truly strong, independent women who actually happen to be feminine and are relatively fit. And it's really kind of crazy to me, and maybe there are women in chat who can help us try and understand this. Are the reasons that they're making these women, especially the female writers, so androgynous or so manly? Are they doing it because, do you think these women don't know what it's like to be a woman, or do you think it's just being driven by corporate DIE or whatever bullshit it is? I don't know. We can move on. I don't understand it. I'd love to hear from women how it feels, and women who are feminine and yet could probably, bullseye a wild turkey or drive a truck or fight in a war just like anybody else, but they also look like women and act like women, but they're still strong. Just a question.
What's up, Constraint Anachronism? Thanks for being here, buddy. Appreciate you showing up, dude. Man, it's these bios. Good lord. So this is the one. I think this is the one that broke many.
There it is.
Yeah. So
I have not seen this yet.
This is the one that broke many. Celine, a fiery, independent woman working as an innkeeper in the Foregate, the poorest part of the wealthy city of Carhian. She lives for the moment, forming a no-strings-attached relationship with Rand.
I saw this on RedTube, only it was a plumber that came in to take care of the middle-aged woman who was in heat. Is that what we're going to do here in season 2?
So Rand is pegging Lanfear, confirmed. This doesn't.
So
this
she's a
doesn't
whore.
break- This doesn't. This
Okay.
well, I don't care. Like, dude, no, she gets what she. The whole point of this is Leandrin gets what she wants. Like she wins.
Yeah,
Like
she does.
It's
She
like
does.
she. The whole first part of the book with Celine and Rand is her trying to get him to fucking
love her.
sleep with her, to love her, to fall in love with her, to fucking put his dick in her. The everything since she shows up is all her manipulating him to try and fall in love with her and fucking sleep with her. The show immediately does this. She's got his. What the?
Did anybody read this book? Did anybody read any of these books?
It's crazy, man. It's just like I don't know how you just get it so wrong that you like. I don't, make her an innkeeper. It's all bad, but make her an innkeeper, fine. Have her flirt with Rand, fine. But Rand needs to resist her. Rand needs to go, nah, I'm not that type of guy. I don't do that. He needs to have the little infatuation to go, wow, that's weird, and then fuck off and do something else. That's the whole point. She's trying to compel him, and he resists her. But no, in this, they just get it on. Go ahead, Nate.
No.
Sorry.
And this is why the atrocity of aging up the characters at the beginning of the whole series is such a bad thing, because he had an attachment to Egwene that wasn't a consensually sexual relationship. It was, it was puppy
Two
love
small
type
town
of thing.
kids.
And yeah, so when they get to this point and she's trying to seduce Rand, he and Egwene haven't broken up or anything like that. They haven't had discussions about whether or not they should go their separate ways or anything like that. He's wanting to stay loyal to that idea at this point in time. That whole thing, if you were to try and have Rand do that here, it wouldn't make sense.
So many great comments in chat. You guys are blowing it up with Celine, that she would never lower herself to be an innkeeper in the hood, in the ghetto of Carhian. That's just one level, but all the other stuff, yeah.
Well, I mean, there's so much wrong with this whole Celine angle, right? So first, I will admit, I was wrong. Celine's in the show. I guess the name is, she's not, because you're all right. Would Celine be caught dead working in a fucking scummy ass tavern? No, she sways around. This is fucking Lanfear. Everybody is beneath her.
Yeah.
So the first bartender that slaps her on the ass is getting immolated right in the middle of the pub, right?
Yeah, right.
The other thing is this is the second time they have turned a character into a bartender or an innkeeper. The first was Min. Min was never a burned out bartender anywhere. That was not what Min did. Now they're doing it with Celine, and it really makes me question, what kind of life experience do these writers have that's like all they got? That's like, let's make her a bartender. Let's make her a bartender who owns the bar, because that's more empowering.
Right. What was Celine? How did she present Celine to Rand and everybody? Do we remember this? She was a Carrion noblewoman.
Yep.
Yes.
She's not going to slum it as an innkeeper. You're absolutely right, Salty.
Especially when with the portal stones, and it's like, that's why Rand feels this overwhelming desire to save her, to help get her and for them to go forward. Okay, of course a man cannot save a woman. They have to turn her into a burnout, high mileage hot dog down a hallway, runs a slum dive bar in Carhian, because apparently that is a strong woman.
Well, I mean, it's the fact that they just completely missed the whole point of Celine, and why Rand, Rand, damsel in distress, and then also lets her come along because she's a noblewoman. He thinks that she can help him navigate through some of the pitfalls of Deus Daemar, which we all know that fucking Moraine is now an expert. She's a chess player that can move 80 fucking thousand moves ahead of everybody, because Moraine's not a stupid idiot. They keep telling us Moraine is not a stupid idiot, but everything she does is wrong and she's a stupid idiot. But keep telling us she's not, and maybe one day we'll fucking believe you. But it's what is Lanfear like? So this is Celine. What is Lanfear gonna look like? Is Lanfear just gonna be like, I just was pretending to be that's beneath me? It's like, what the fuck, man? Like, stop it.
Luther Rain says, does anyone think we are going to get Tom in the 40? No, dead. Tom is not in season 2. Tom is not in season 2 or season 3, it would appear.
Tom is not in season 2 officially. The actor has said he would love to be in season 3, but has not been formally invited. Tom is dead. Gaul is dead. Because we're gonna see when season 2 comes out. They've already talked about it. They got to give Moraine all Tom's fucking stuff.
Yeah.
They got to give Avienda all Gaul's stuff. So Avienda's gonna say, instead of Perrin saving Gaul from a cage, Avienda's gonna save Perrin from a cage. Instead of Tom navigating Deus Daemar, the great game in Caraheen for Rand, Moraine's gonna do all that shit for herself and her family, not for Rand. Yeah. She's gonna do it for herself. And then we're gonna be all like, oh my god, Moraine is so smart. She doesn't need the one power. She is a formidable woman that can take on the world. So I would put serious money on it right now that Tom is dead. We will not see him again. Yeah. The Fade got him. And you know what? In the show context, he should be dead. He was cornered in a fucking barn with a Fade. He's done. The only he's done. There's he blocked the door. The Fade needs to get through him. The only reason he survived in the book is because the Fade just said, fuck you, get the fuck out of my way. He fought him off, and the Fade said, peace out. I don't give a crap. I'm going after him. The Fade would have to go through him to get to Rand. So that's what he did. He killed him and went through him. So he's dead.
Yeah.
And if he's not, they have to fucking explain why another guy's alive who should be dead. So, but I guess that doesn't matter. It's not confirmed, Chris, but the fact that he's not in season 2, where he should be very prevalent, and that he has not been cast for season 3 or invited back to be in season 3 yet. It
turned him into a throwaway
character. They were filming 3 until they shut down. Yeah. Like when this bullshit starts.
So it's one of those, if you follow the breadcrumbs, he's dead. So Danu for $10. Thank you very much. So with all the information so far, does it mean that we're gonna have to talk about this, because I think we all disagree a little bit on this. So so with all the information so far, does it mean Kalendor will no longer exist? And does this mean that all the prophecies no longer matter or exist? So Nate, you want to go with that first, because I see you laughing. Go ahead.
Well, Kalendor, I'm with you on this one, Steve. Kalendor is not going to exist. It will, if anything, they might represent it as a butter knife or something like that. In terms of what was the last part of that question? Will the prophecies exist? I don't know.
Sorry, I'll bring it back up.
I don't know if the prophecies that Robert Jordan wrote will exist, but they'll sure as hell make up some of their own shitty ones.
Well, they already have, right? I mean, we've got some of those terrible character posters. If you look them up, I know Trip found some. I don't know, Alex. Did anybody on the Red Hand Discord? I know they posted some of the translations. They put up some terrible, juvenile. They went to a freaking elementary school and said, "Hey, can you write me a haiku?" And then they made those the prophecies. It's really bad.
What those were fortune cookies that were rejected by Chinese companies to send here.
It's my dad, my father's favorite fortune cookie, or now prophecy, is elevator smell different to midget. That is his prophecy. So, go ahead, Alex. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say we went over most of them on the stream last week. So if you want to see our comments on that one, go check out last week's stream, Unhyped stream. Pretty good one.
Okay. So I don't think Calendor's gone. If we find it, it's going to be. Oh yeah. What? Yeah. What? Go about Calendor. Yeah. What do you got to say about Calendor? It sounds like your connection's good. So go, my man. Go.
So as far as the prophecies, there will be prophecies, but they will be very abstract and not specific, and they will only be mentioned in ways like the prophecy said. I don't believe we'll actually get prophecies with text given to us. And as far as Calendor existing, I'm gonna say yes. But it's going to be probably in season 4 if it happens. So I'm going to, with the caveat that if it gets a season 4, you will get Calendor, which I'm not sure that it will. In fact, I don't think it will.
Do you have a take on this, my man, Salty?
Yeah, I think Calendor will be at the White Tower, and Suan will give it to Rand.
Okay, that's how do you spell it?
Because it's so basic, bitch, and stupid. It seems plausible.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. Sorry, I spelled it wrong. Hold on, there you go. All right, Nerporio, what you got to take on Calendar? I know you like the theory that it's going to be under a bench or something, right? You're muted. Thanks, bro.
Oh yeah.
There.
It's gonna be. They're gonna do the same thing that they did with the Horn of Valere. It's gonna be under. It's gonna be buried somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in Falme. Maybe it's buried under the throne of High King. Sorry, not High King. Turok, High Lord Turok, or something.
It's up Turok's asshole. Holy shit, that's a new one.
There you go. Yeah, even better.
So when Rand falls down, trips, and kills Turok, or actually no, Turok's gonna impale himself on those nails. They're gonna go right through his chin, and and then the Zelda music's gonna play. It's gonna do 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 do, and the sword's gonna fall out of his asshole. So I have said it been saying it for months. Everybody that's watched me. Calendor will not exist. The only reason that they have said they're doing the Dragon Reborn is to fuck Rand off so he can get out of the way. Calendor will not be a thing. It's too big of a problem. Calendor will not be a thing. So that's my take. So real quick, Mark Clark for $4.99. Thank you again, Mark. How the hell can you have major plot points without Tom? Well, you give them to Moraine. That's how you do it.
How the hell can you have major plot points without Rand al'Thor, Perrin, Abiara, or Matt Coffin? I mean, these characters have never been in this show. None of them, nor Nynaeve, nor Egwene. We've got aged-up characters who are acting, saying, being in relationships, doing things that have nothing to do with who and what they are.
Oh, sorry. I'm just doing some. Sorry. Thumb says real quick. I wanted to say. Thumb says Calendar will be found underneath the place they normally stick Suan's throne. There you go. Let me get. I don't want to miss Yanan. Yanan for I think it's $5 Canadian. Thank you so much. Min's parents were ultra conservative and spoke against her more risky ideas like working around rough men as a stable woman. But that's a great tie-in. But and I'm going to leave your super chat up there. Min was born a seer with the ability to glimpse into someone's future. Min was forced by her evil aunties to become a freaking carnival attraction in a whore. Oh wait, sorry, that didn't say that. Until she escaped. She escaped her clutches
carnival.
Of Valen the evil, fat, greedy pig circus clown man piece of crap.
Believe this? Can you believe what we are reading here?
Carney trash.
You take away an actually strong, independent woman. The way she was written in the books, she is totally badass. Worldly, smart, cool, great dialogue, kind of mysterious. And instead, we have to intersectional feminist victimize her. And of course, they're going to put her made-up victimhood with Matt's made up victimhood, so then they can piss away season 2 both being victims. Who writes shit like this? What does this have to do? What does this have to do with the books Robert Jordan wrote? Legitimate question.
I don't know. So, Yanin, to answer your super chat, I think you're thinking of a different character, because Min's mom died in childbirth and her dad died in I think it's a mining accident when she was really young. So she was raised by 3 aunts that may or may not be prostitutes, and she was kind of like a street urchin who decided she needed to get a job to be a successful person, so she became a bartender.
Yeah. I think you may be thinking of Fail.
Yes, I'm sorry. You're yes.
Fail.
Nathan, you crushed it. You're thinking of You're thinking of Fail. So sorry. I just wanted to address it. And yes, I do not know what you were. I guess my first question with this description is, why would anybody think that Min as a carnival attraction makes sense? Like, what does her just saying, "I see blank in your future"? How does that entertain carnival guests? That she's doing not doing anything that a regular woman couldn't just make up on the spot.
Hey, Alex,
and then
Alex, hold on. Have you not heard of fucking Miss Cleo? I mean, come on. She's a goddamn superstar of our generation. All right? She was never wrong. I mean, come on. Sorry. Go ahead, Alex. Continue.
I'm a little offended that you said our generation, but
hey,
sorry,
that's
my generation.
Yeah, it's my generation.
Hit the road, kid. Hit the road.
That's right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Alex. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Go ahead. So I guess my first question is, how would you realize she has this gift? How would you sell her to Val and Luca's carnival? Why would Val and Luca's carnival want her? How did she escape the carnival? I just have so many questions about this.
She killed Val and Luca. That's how, right?
God, that would
Why
be
didn't
awesome.
they just make her an acrobat based upon the casting?
Well, look, that would have made more sense. Like the whole.
I'm not trying to be funny. It's just think about the kind of minds that took this strong woman who grew up on the streets, who had to overcome adversity, who was worldly. I always thought she was hot. I thought she was like so much cooler than Egwene or Nynaeve, even in the early books. It was just this great character to read. And now they've turned her into this world-weary, beaten down, barfly trash victim.
Why is Luca holding someone against her will? No, he's not evil, and because he's a capitalist. I don't want to go down that road, but it's
that's a little far.
I'm not going down there, but because he's looking to make money, so he's evil. So we're not going to go down there. Amara the Australian Lanfear plays a fat trader in the waste, though. Yeah, but this is different. She wait, no, was that Was it Lanfear?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a little different because they're calling her Celine. Like if it was.
Think about the context of where she would have been in the books at this point.
And this is also after, and this is after, Rand has basically resisted her, so she's spying at that point. Not, I don't want to go too far because Raporiel hasn't read The Shadow Reborn, or I'm sorry. The Shadow Report. The Shadow Rising is a few people haven't. So that's a valid point, but I don't think it matches up with what they've done to Celine. I see her disguises as different personas. Celine is a much different persona, in my opinion.
Kithrin, look at Kithrin Evergreen. Even when she was the fat trader, and I forget that trader's name in the waste, she wore silks and commands others around her empirically. That personality change.
Yeah, you're right. No, absolutely. Good. Thank you, Kithrin. And again, for $5 Canadian, the issue with her being public is White Cloaks would come after her hard. 100%. Dark friend. You have if this is a no. Why do you think Why do you think she spent all of her time trying to hide that she could do this thing? First, and I don't like that they call her a seer. She's not a seer. That's not what she does. So I hate that they're calling her a seer. 2, you're absolutely right. Same. She has to go through the same thing that Perrin goes through. They see something different, or they hear that she can do something different, and she is immediately a dark friend and up for execution immediately. So you're 100% right. The fact that they're advertising that she has this ability and that it's just accepted that she can do it and she's not faking, that makes her ripe for white cloak hunting.
Oh yeah, interrogation, questioning,
Yeah.
getting some questioning
Absolutely.
going on.
So okay, so we're down to 2 more guys. I do have to laugh. Season 1 recap. That's the picture they look. I mean, this has nothing to do with bios, but
that's the battle.
This is your season 1 recap. 3 minutes, 5 things. 1 minute Dragon Reborn clip with freaking him, and then Moraine's quest. That's the recap.
Moraine's quest.
That's the recap. Okay, so on to Nails herself, Lady Suroth, a terrifying and merciless Shan-Chan noblewoman, seemingly in charge of the Shan-Chan attack in the Westlands. She hates little girls who play on the beach and gather seashells. And Uno, apparently, because Uno dies. Oh, sorry. Again, Uno dies.
Is she? Do you think she's higher in rank in this version?
I think she's going to be in charge.
Higher than Turok.
I think she's going to be in charge. I think they haven't mentioned the Empress. May she live forever, by the way. Once. The Empress hasn't been mentioned. The Shan-Chan can't go a sentence without saying the Empress, may she live forever. Like, I almost guarantee every interaction in the books, when the Shan-Chan are talking to another Shan-Chan, somebody says something about the Empress, and they all both go, may she live forever. So we'll see, but she said a whole bunch of shit, and I haven't heard a single may she live forever, the Empress, anything. So I half wonder if she's just in charge. Maybe they'll get rid of Tuon. Maybe this will be Matt's love interest if they actually want to do that. She's going to take Tuon's character. Who knows?
Look at Thumb Marilyn. Notice that Turok is no longer the leader of the Return. Now Suroth is in charge because, of course, she is.
Yeah, I mean...
So I do think that Turok is going to be in charge because they use the word seemingly. Like, they have no problem spoiling this season. Like, if she was in charge, they would just say a terrifying and merciless Shan-Chan noblewoman in charge of the Shan-Chan attack in the Westlands. Mm. However, I do think that we're only going to see Turok in maybe the last episode, so she will functionally be in charge from the audience's point of view.
It could be I
think you're on the point. Behind her. That's what I was going to say. What Nathan just said.
Say it again, Nate.
It's either that or she's only seemingly in charge because Shamael's pulling the strings behind her.
Yeah, because
she's a victim because women are never evil.
Because right? The Shan-Chan are evil, right? Yeah. All right.
I mean, in this case, she's fucking Ishii or Darkwind or whoever.
I know that's your theory.
Well, I swear. Right. I mean, if you were in charge of this, all these evil people, and you had all these hot dark friends under you, I mean, wouldn't you do at least one of them or two of them or something? Makes sense.
Alina agrees. You're probably right. No, I don't think that's a bad theory. There probably are knocking boots.
Sure. And that's probably why she's in charge. He probably made her in charge. Yeah, the Shan-Chan are working for him somehow. So is this confirmation he's Ishii?
Yeah, this is where we get confirmation. Yeah, because they don't do any work in the show to say he's Ishii, but now he's officially Ishmael because we've now, again, not in show, we've shown it on extracurricular bullshit. We haven't done it in the show, but we're going to tell you in our extra material. Ishmael, not Ishmael as I like to call him, or the Subaru salesman, he is the strongest and most devoted of the Forsaken. Powerful channelers who swore themselves to the Dark One thousands of years ago and were imprisoned by the first dragon in seals. This is important. In seals of the One Power. That is important. So now we are on a quest to break open seals to release Forsaken. Remember the Dark Friends social people. We have one Forsaken loose and one statue broken. Is that really what's fucking happening there? Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
made a
really
joke.
what's happening here.
I made a joke going, I wonder if that's what's happening. Is that what's happening? Holy crap. Holy crap.
Wow.
So he's going to be going around the world trying to get dark people out of prisons. Sorry, who did I interrupt? Was that you, Nate?
No, you're good. You're good. According to how the show's gone about things, what are the Forsaken?
Bad people.
It's like Alcoholics Anonymous,
right?
except that they all need sympathetic backstories. Okay. I don't know. This is so painful. It's so I don't know what to expect in season 2 after all of this. Like how they're gonna stitch this together at all in any way. How it's defensible at all. And these character bios, what I think they're trying to do, and we've seen it from the very early ones, is they're retcon their own bad storytelling from season 1 that was so shit tier, that now they're trying to say that they created characters that didn't exist, but now they're just gonna pretend after 5 months like, oh well, they're actually these people and we didn't actually do that, but Jedi mind trick, watch our shitty show. I don't know. I don't get it.
Elena,
I think, again,
sorry, go ahead, Salty. Finish your thought. Sorry.
I was going to say, I think, again, we're in a place where, and we said this for months, no matter how bad we think it's going to be so much worse. And this is just a tiny little bit that we've seen. What else is the other 99% of it that we haven't seen yet?
So I agree with Stapleville, Elena. Why is Ishi freeing Lanfear? He needs to get his quota. Okay, he gets a bonus. So every Subaru he sells, he gets a better commission. So he's waking the Forsaken one by one to sell them Subarus, so he can get the good old Rand dollars. Okay.
I'll be honest. He looks like one of the guys that would finance my Hyundai, because I go to a Hyundai dealer every other month.
And he looks
like one of the guys that would finance. He looks like he's about to close that deal.
And I know, Elena, you said that you don't mind. And look, I want to be honest. I don't know. I don't know that I even mind the actor but again, the material has failed the actor. He maybe could have pulled this shit off. I don't know. But what they've given to him to work with is so bad. It just makes it's like, well, that guy is not Ishmael. He's terrible. But we're at this weird point where I don't know. I think the actor, there's a lot of good actors on this show. There really are.
Yeah.
And the material is making them look bad. Whether it's the writing, the directing, whatever, it's making them look worse than they.
I think it's the casting. I think this show was destroyed in the casting because they hired Rosamund Pike. In her contract, she probably needed to be the star of the show. She moved herself and her entire family to Prague, where this show was made, and they have to build the show around the star, as opposed to the show making stars out of people playing the roles that are iconic and beloved within the books. And that is why Rosamund Pike is getting all this made up screen time, and everything has been pretzeled around keeping Rosamund Pike in front and center. That's it. And Steve, you talked about it again. It wouldn't have worked. Game of Thrones wouldn't have been a success if they would have kept Ned Stark alive. Again, that's your point. But this is the same problem. There are many characters. This is not Rosamund Pike's show. This is not Moiraine Damodred's story. This is Rand al'Thar's story, with the other Ta'veren being important and key to it. And the other people are nothing more than supporting characters in Rand al'Thar's story.
Nate, man, you got to roll.
Yep.
Thanks, man. Parting words.
Thanks for having me on.
Always.
Looking forward to next week, hopefully, with another Unhype. Yep. The chat is freaking awesome as usual.
Yeah.
So I just want to do a shout out starting September 3rd, if I'm got the date right, on the White Cloaks channel. Lady Balefire, Udis, and High King Feanor and I are doing a read through of the Silmarillion. So book club again. We're looking forward to getting that going. It should be a good time. So check it out and put a like down in the bucket and fuck this show.
Thanks, my man. We'll talk soon. Yeah, man. Take care. We'll see you soon, man. We'll talk.
All right. Take care, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye.
Later, Nate.
Good night. So so with that's all the bios. We have the Nynaeve thing in the bucket. So I don't know if I'll I think we've been going for 2 hours 15 minutes. And you guys are killing it, man. We've been up around 50 the whole time, man. So thank you so much. It really is. I've said it a few times. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I hope we can keep growing this. You guys are awesome. All your chats have been fantastic. And I'm glad, honestly, to be around a bunch of smart people, guys. Like, even if we don't agree, which, it's one of the, and that's fine. There's been a few where we've sort of chatted even tonight where, we've had a difference of opinion. And guess what? That's okay. We talked about it. Agree to disagree. In sort of have our own insights to what we're talking about. That's what it's all about, right? So, the Nynaeve's accepted test, they did. I think we ran out of time, Chris, because we can't go over it. But we've been going for a while. I will definitely go over it, whether it's in a video or a short stream at some point. Because I think there's a little less to talk about on it. Just to give you my quick take before we send off, it's the best of the worst. I think is what the consensus was. It's the closest thing to a book accurate scene that we've seen so far. That's not to say that it's great.
Yeah, we had some disagreements about that earlier today.
Yeah. So
the right people aren't there. It is entirely the wrong setting, the wrong tone, the wrong music, but it's about as close as anything has gotten.
It's the best of the worst. I think that's the best. So I know I'm going to cover it at some point, whether it's a stream or a video. Some of you guys might too. I'm sure you will. But it's a sort of a harder one to cover because it's just sort of. I shouldn't say that. There's stuff to talk about. So I will be talking about it. I'm sure the other panelists will be talking about it. Real quick, Aldan, the man, wielder of Kalendor, Dragonsworn for over 12 months, my man. I appreciate you to the max. Thank you so much. I will say this, Rosamund Pike. I'm not sure. That's okay. I will say this, Rosamund. I will say this, Rosamund.
I will say this.
The audio
regarding Rosamund.
I'm sorry. We all hate the audios, but it means she had to read it. And watching her closely in the interviews, you can see it has changed something in her. To be honest, enough? No. You know what? I gotta catch up on the interviews to respond to that. I've only seen a few of them. So I can't make a intelligent comment on that. I can see what you're saying from some of the ones that I have seen that it, she is, while she's squirming around a little bit, but she is, you can tell that she's coming from a place of at least knowing what she's doing. Well, she has to have read them. They're making audiobooks out of them. So with her voice, right? Yeah. So go ahead, Salty. What were we gonna say?
No, I was going to say that the interview that I not to make this about me, but we did it on your live stream where we clipped together Joshua Straczynski and Rosamund Pike, and Rosamund and Josh is going, yeah, he doesn't know where he is, meaning Rand. And that's where Rosamund Pike did the hair flip, trying to cover over the fact that she was fully aware that this has nothing to do with the books or the story, but that somehow it's better. And again, I think everybody on this show knows that this is not an adaptation, and this is Rosamund Pike's kind of make or break at this point where she is. Now, is she going to do some other period pieces? Is she going to do an HBO thing, maybe an A&E movie? I don't know. This is the way Hollywood works, and that's why I'm going to say it again. This show is about Rosamund Pike continuing the hashtag #MeToo stuff for whatever reason in trying to promote older female actresses, whatever it is, putting them in shows because Hollywood just shits on these people, which is terrible because usually they're at the top of their craft by the time they're at this place in their career. So the problem is it's destroying something we love, her little vendetta or her mission or whatever it is. So
yeah, so real quick, we got the poll going before we say final words here. We're gonna end the poll here. Anybody, I'll give you a 10 count. Will Calendar exist in the show? If you want to get your vote in, we got 36 votes. I'll give you a 10 count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all right. The poll is over, and we are at will Calendar exist? No is at 67%. Yes is at 32%. 37 votes. So thank you for participating in the poll. I appreciate that. I do want to throw this out here. I was thinking about doing sort of a not a members stream where because I have a lot to catch up on, and it's more of a open invite for members to jump on and talk to me while I'm looking through some articles and stuff, and just live chatting about the show, the books, whatever. So if any of the Dragonsworn would be interested in hanging out while I'm doing some catching up and talking Wheel of Time or whatever, while we're live, just let me, if you think that's a good idea, throw me a Discord or say it in chat now, because I think it'd be cool to just rap about some of this shit. And I know you guys got a lot to get off your guys' chest too. So, Alex, how you doing? Your audio seemed to get better. Any parting words, my friend?
Just girding my loins. Maybe
Wow.
releasing a video on how to do that, the correct way to gird your loins. It's going to be needed, guys, based on what we're seeing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Man, share this. We're gonna do it. There's gonna be another Unhyped next week. All right. Let's get this. Man, we got it back up to 55 viewers again. Let's get up to 60. I believe in you guys. Salty, what you got to say? Parting words.
I'm sorry, laughing at technical issues. No, it's okay. Yeah, nothing. It sounds like
did
Nerdporial
fall over?
just tripped over a series of computer cables, and I hope he's all right. Nothing. I got a couple of videos out there that got some traction. If you haven't watched them, I'm Salty Travel and Sea. Check out my stuff. Thanks for having me on, Steve. Thank you, chat.
Yeah.
Chat, you guys. This was amazing tonight. Thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah. I here chat killing it again. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for the TLMs. Oh, before I get to Nerdporial, 10% off the merch store. TLM merch is up there. I got the TLM commercial out there. If you want the TLM stuff, it's up on the Teespring. Profitofthedragon.com. 10% off if you use TLM POTD. All right, till the end of the month, and then I'll probably do something else. But yep, it's up there. Got any requests? Let me know. Nerdporial, Brian. Parting words, my friend.
Oh, can't wait to watch this season with you guys. I know it's not going to be a blast. It's going to be like diarrhea, but bloody and
wow.
Terrible. But
subscribe to Nerdporial Lightform. He's the wordsmith. We'll tell you that.
I'll say this. There are some good things coming up. So first off, I don't have it right next to me, but I had to retool my Eye of the World review. I accidentally babbled for 100 minutes, so an hour and 40. So there will be a long version that'll come out eventually, but the editing will take me forever. So I re-recorded myself. I managed to get it under 30 minutes. So expect that one to hopefully be out in the next couple days. Chillporial is tomorrow. I'll be hanging out with the Golden Age Geek. We'll be talking Star Trek and maybe some Doctor Who and maybe some Ahsoka if I get around to watching it. So that'll be out. That'll be tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central. And the thing that I tripped over that I wanted to get. So I'm on chapter 2 of this book. My plan is to get to chapter 15 by Sunday, September 3rd. I know they said they're going to be doing Silmarillion stream, so hopefully that's earlier in the day. I'll have to figure that out with them. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do it a different day, but hopefully get it around that time. So Dane promised it'll be good by the time I get to chapter 15. So that's why I'm hoping it happens.
Oh, it should be good from the beginning, but okay.
I got to chapter 11. Things happen, but I'm just okay with it. That's why I'm. Don't worry,
it's going to start ramping up. You'll be fine. Shadow Rising is some people's absolute favorite in the whole series, so there is a reason for that. So it'll ramp up for it. Don't you worry, guys, gals, Dragonsworn, Ashaman, all of you, super chatters, members, Mark Clark, Danu, Yanan, Zach, thanks for the member chat. Aldan, for the super chats, thank you so much. It means a lot. It helps me out a ton. All your support, you guys being here. You guys were here for the whole thing, and that's awesome. Dovey, thank you for being here. Aldan, you guys, it means a lot. Like I've said it a few times, but it really does. Yeah. So. Keep an eye out in my community tab. I'll try and post it in the Discord too. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do a stream and let members jump in and talk. I think it's a cool idea. We'll see how it works. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And we'll just talk whatever and Wheel of Time, whatever you want to do. If you're Dragonsworn, you're welcome to hop in. Just don't pull a Better Call Saul and pop in with a big boobed lady on your profile, because that was no good. I'm trusting y'all. I know I can. Thank you very much.
That happened to me. That happened to us.
Hear me out.
What? What'd you say, Alex?
I said, hear me out.
Okay.
Let's not be hasty.
Well, I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube, brah. That's all. I don't mind the boobies, but come on.
I mean, dude, the one guy was flashing his dick all over the screen and didn't even get in trouble.
That's. Yeah, wow. But I don't. Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm not that big. I'm not even close to that big. All right. On the way out, we're gonna do TLM. The TLM advertisement again. Thank you so much. We will be back with. Hopefully, we're all back with a Unhype Wednesday leading into the show. We keep an eye on all of our socials. We'll let you know what we're gonna do, and let's have some fun ripping this thing apart. You guys are great. Check out my videos. I got a few up. There will be more, hopefully one a day till it comes out. I'm trying to get one a day out till it comes out. We'll see if I can pull it off. Until next time, guys, all hail the Lord Dragon, TLM for life, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
This stream is brought to you by... Have you ever been misunderstood? A puppy in a rage monster's body? Well, we here at Trollocs Lives Matter believe there is a human inside all of us. And
they were effectively genetically engineered war tools.
TLM, because even
nightmare fuel
needs love too. And maybe a hug. Hello, I am Jave Dumpkins, founder and CEO of Trollocs Lives Matter, TLM. Thanking you for watching this advertisement. Aw, look at that little guy. Look at that little poopsie whoopsie. He's a cutie patootie, isn't he? Look at her pet. Oh my!